Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of the Lodge at Endsmeet, though we are a little bit away from Endsmeet at the moment. Last session, a lot happened. Let's go ahead and get a recap from one of our players.
Hello.
Go for it, Emily.
I got it. Yeah, we're not in Endsmeet anymore, so technically I guess this is all Tessa's fault because she dragged us to Malachor.
It's a lot of people's fault, Emily, don't worry.
So, we started with Claudia in her new place, which it was pretty quickly established was this vial that she's in. And was face to face with this, like, monstrous, terrifying, definitely a vampire, that started to sort of, like, eat parts of her soul and was very creepy. Tess, of course, when she kind of, like, fell down and it became clear that she wasn't responsive, Tess immediately tried to resurrect her. Triumph was sort of like, no, we got to find out what's going on. And Tess was like, I have a minute, man. And so she tried, and Jamino said, there's no soul. So the diamond disintegrated, and Tess panicked. And fortunately, Triumph had prepared Dental Repose and put some copper coins on her eyes to preserve the body so they could cast Revivify later, which would have worked and would have been great. Triumph also said that maybe, like, he couldn't identify the vial, but he suggested that if everybody in the party that could cast Identify did so, and they also had, like, enough conducive materials that they could probably, like, work together to identify the vial and kind of know what they were dealing with. So they went to do that. Tess went with them, and meanwhile, Artie, everyone processes grief differently, so Artie shrank Claudia's body, and Artie and
portability.
Because he's Artie.
Like a holder.
Yeah, Artie wanted to Artie also wanted to pour the vial of blood, like, immediately into Claudia's mouth. I'm thinking that, like, the vial has Claudia's soul in it.
Came from.
Yeah, or so help Claudia. We all kind of universally decided that was a bad idea. So meanwhile, in the vial, Tallow was torturing, Maicus Tallow is apparently this vampire's name, and he was torturing Claudia by kind of, like, shifting her consciousness, like, into the bag that they were in, like, with the blood vial in it, and so she could, like, hear everybody's conversations, and was trying to get her to pick, like, which of your friends should I play with, and she tried to, like, be like, you shouldn't pick any of them, pick me, and he was like, that's no fun, and so he eventually picked Ori, who hallucinated that Claudia's body was talking to her and said that it was her fault, which was very scary. And then he targeted Artie, and Artie saw, like, a face of one of the guards that he blew up, with the blow-up doll,
literally,
like, in a reflective plate that he was watching, and it was like, shit, I'm tripping balls, and so they basically both were like, okay, we're seeing weird stuff, and then they both thought that Claudia's body laughed at them, so they took psychic damage, and Artie was like, hell no to this, and decided to put an air bubble on her head and tried to, like, shove her into the bag of holding, dislodging the coins from her eyes, and disrupting, unbeknownst to either of them, disrupting Gentle Repose. And so Claudia's now just dead in the bag. They also had to do some wisdom saving throws to get the vial in the bag of holding with her, which Ori failed at first, and then Artie was able to move it in there with some mage hand action. Tallow, meanwhile, was very excited that, like, Claudia could entertain him, and was excited that she tasted so defiant. Triumph and Tess were really horrified when they came back and found that the coins had been removed, and explained, like, okay, well, now we can't bring her back with Revivify. And this was going to cost us, this means that we would now need a diamond worth 5,000 gold and a powerful cleric to bring her back. But that's, like, after we figure out this soul situation. Meanwhile, we were all kind of, like, grieving in different ways. Velen braided her divine token into Claudia's hair. Tess put a whole bunch of forget-me-nots around her body. And the casters did this Identify ritual, and I identified this as, like, the Maicus Tallow Bloodwell vial, which has a really long, like, item description that's terrifying, but basically the person that attunes to it can feed Tallow with souls and become more powerful. Their spell DC goes up for doing so. They could temporarily. The only way to the only way to really get a soul out of the vial is to like convince Tallow to give it back, and because he has like all the negotiating power in this, we had some trouble about that. So we had this whole big conversation about like what should we do about this, but it was pretty clear that somebody had to attune to the vial. Tess prayed to Jimino because there was nothing, she couldn't cast Identify, there was nothing she could do. She prayed to Jimino and had this vision of a family digging a grave in Augur City. And Jimino said that they were contesting with a powerful entity from the past, really dangerous, like Claudia's soul was in danger of just not existing anymore. Jimino couldn't see it. And kind of warned that whatever path they chose, they would have to walk it boldly. And so we kind of frantically kind of had this conversation about like what could we possibly do to bargain with the vampire. Artie suggested trading it to the vampire hunters because like fuck those assholes, he could eat them, but then also they would 100% use it to be more powerful, and it would be very scary for the vampires in Malachor, so Triumph shut that down pretty quick. Velen pointed out that we should figure out what the vampire's ambition was. Tess suggested we could ask Dawes, and Velen was like, that's kind of what I'm for. He doesn't know the hearts and minds of everyone. Ori argued that she should be the one to attune to the vial because it was her fault and her responsibility. Velen kind of pointed out that like this seems like it's on the Scrollkeepers Guild for not explaining to you what was going on. But Ori was sort of like, yeah, but it's also my responsibility. And so then she attuned to the vial. And really charmingly talked to Tallow and discovered that he did indeed kill her previous party, but didn't get any of their souls. But he seems like he could cast Phantasmal Force at will, so whatever he did to them, he was basically just like fucking with them for his entertainment. He refused her request. She initially refused his request to kind of like go into his like vial home and tried to ask him to extend the time limit on eating Claudia, but he was like, "No, man, I'm really hungry. Why would I do that?" The party talked more about when Tallow could want. Tess wondered aloud, like, would he starve if we kept him somewhere like the Baron's Vault? But the answer seemed to kind of be no. He would like still be very powerful. It's not technically magic. But Claudia, like, kind of hearing that, sort of started to offer him this deal about like, hey, they could put you in a vault and you wouldn't have any food for a long time, but if I carried you around, you could have something to eat. Which surprised him that he would ask that like she would ask that question. It seemed to kind of like surprise and delight him that she would make a deal that dark, and he kind of seemed to consider it. Tess also asked how many people he's eaten. 279. Let's see. Artie talked to people via message, kind of with hoping that Tallow couldn't hear us, but it's kind of unclear whether he can or he can't. He would certainly not confirm it. Ori talked to him again and sort of like said, okay, if you permit the indulgence of not eating Claudia all the way, we can kind of like let me get her soul back, and basically kind of try to make similar deal that like she would take the vial and like go forth with it, especially because she as a wizard kind of knows ways to kind of weaken their resistance to basically mechanically the saving throw that they would need to make to get into the vial. And so essentially the deal that he agreed to kind of involved both of them, that he would sort of like spare at least part of Claudia's soul if Ori would like weaken the people so he could eat them, and then Claudia would like have the Bloodwell vial kind of going forward. So Ori like didn't tell the rest of us what that deal was going to be, but she did kind of go into the vial because she's attuned to it, wouldn't hurt her, but she did fall unconscious, and that made us all freak out. But she basically went into the vial to see Claudia. She was like suspended, and her pinky had been bitten off, and her foot was gone, and that was really scary. And she basically like had a conversation with Claudia and was like, "Hey, I have your back. I will let you like okay, if this is what you want, we will make this happen." So she came back and kind of told the group half of the plan, and then we had a conversation about like how do we raise all this money. And one of the options was we could sell our blood to the fledglings, which is really dangerous, and you can sign a contract to come back, but like you also might die about it, and like you would get a lot of money for it. And we thought like immediately we were like, cool, yes, we should do that. And Tess was like, Claudia would hate that. And Belen was like, Claudia doesn't get a fucking vote, she's dead. But also there's my brother, and he has a lot of money, and he's a lord. So after some brief hemming and hawing, in which she genuinely considered like stealing the money from him instead, which was hilariously endorsed by Reverie the sheriff, She used the communicrystal to have a very tense 10-minute conversation with her brother, during which he was drunk. She asked for a loan, and basically kind of like explained the sort of the broad strokes of what was going on, and she eventually rolled the nat 20, and she got 3,500 gold from him. So that, which will give us a long way to getting what we need. But he did say that she said that she would pay him back, but he also said that you better, but also he kind of sees this as buying her silence for a while. So that was interesting and mysterious. We ended up selling to the Hill Giant hearts, the Hill Giant adrenal gland, a wolf pelt, 2 diamonds worth 50 gold, 50 GP of powdered silver, and the moon dagger. In order to, and plus using all of Claudia's, Claudia was loaded and has a ton of gold, and so we also used that. And because of Velen's haggling, we got about 200 more gold on top of that, plus whatever other gold we have. So theoretically, we are prepped to go do this ritual, go to the Temple of Marcella, and hopefully bring Claudia back.
That was good.
That was pretty much everything, I think. There is one caveat that you did neglect to mention, and that is Mike Costello will release Claudia's soul when you have a replacement.
Oh. Okay, I think I didn't.
Yeah,
I think I didn't
Ori
get
was
that.
Yeah, tomorrow I can help you out.
Yeah, I don't think I got that from
He definitely did imply that he needed a snack before he was willing to let this whole transaction pass through.
We gotta kidnap somebody?
I guess so. Let's go, team.
Oh boy.
Let's do it a kidnap. That's why we brought Seeker back.
Let's go find Seeker. Yeah, great idea, dude.
Pork in the proverbial outlet, and now you talk about throwing Seeker to the wolves.
He's not a wolf.
No, he's a vampire.
It's like a leech.
All of these could be considered appropriate.
So do we know that we need to find a replacement before we can bring her back?
Ori does.
That.
No, I said it. She.
Okay,
yes, we all do.
that's my bad then for not.
It's okay. Normally, I don't fill in the gaps on a recap, but that's
There was a lot to sift. Yeah, that's important. That's important. There was a lot to sift through there. Yeah.
Okay.
But we have the money, so there's that.
And there's plenty of souls in this city.
Lots of them, in fact.
Right, baby.
Plenty of souls, and you offered Seeker without even a second thought.
You want to make another character, right?
How many of those souls abandoned us recently is what I'm asking.
Yeah, true.
Listen. This is bullshit.
There are feasible solutions to this problem. I'm sure you'll find one. Let's go ahead.
I was muted that whole time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, were you speaking?
Yeah.
I saw you sucking on a candy cane.
What is everything you said? Go.
The only thing I said that was actually important was, didn't we talk a little about going down to the vampire hunters and trying to feed one of their souls to the bottle?
We did. I said we did talk about that, but I think I said in the recap that Triumph shut it down pretty quickly because
Triumph didn't want us to give the bottle to
That's
them.
True, but we did. I don't
think we talked to Triumph about stuffing a villain soul into the bottle.
Yeah, so that could be the next point of.
Maybe we'll have that conversation in character.
I think we got kind of distracted gathering money. Ow.
Which is where we're picking up, is after you've all gathered the money. Let's go ahead and pull up Malachor. It's been a stressful hour. As all of you have been running around, selling what you could, visiting the bank, getting money out of your brother's account, and then making haste away. Meanwhile, Claudia.
Oh.
Hi, I need a con save.
Why would you open with that?
Because
I rolled really good.
Place.
Your face is a bad place. I rolled an 18 for 25 total.
You awaken.
What?
You awaken inside the vial. You can see out. You see the streets of Malachor as the vial is hanging around Ori's neck. Near you, holding a glass that looks like it's full of your blood, you see the form of Mike Costello, and he looks better. Before, he looked very much undead. Skin rotting away, features still definable, but hideous. Now, he looks noble. The sort of person that took care of themselves. The sort of person that appearances mattered to. And as he turns around and sees that you're awake, he says, "Good morning, darling. And how are you feeling?" And the answer to that question is terrible, but you can answer it however you like.
Terrible.
Honesty is always nice, but serves ill. Your friends have been working hard to try and save you.
I noticed.
No, you didn't. You were unconscious. You've only just returned. Though I'm glad you're here. Who do you think they're going to collect for me? An innocent? A criminal? Someone interesting, I hope.
They're not bad people.
Really? Then they would give up a life just to save yours because they're good?
They wouldn't give you someone who didn't deserve it.
Who are they to judge?
There are bad people in the world, Mr. Tello.
Of course there are. But perhaps you shouldn't look so far down on them.
I'm just prioritizing.
You are trying to survive, which I, who is also trying to survive, can completely relate to. As your group has finally gathered up all of the money, you stand outside the component shop with 5,000 gold in diamonds. What do you do?
Echo, while everyone is running around doing that during that hour, there actually is something that Tess would want to slip away and do because she only has the diamonds that she'll give to other people. Is that okay?
You can do whatever you like.
Okay. So during that time, she will ask Triumph where she can find a Temple of Tyson.
Triumph will consider for a moment. You'll find one in Mooncrest. You know where that is?
No.
Alright. Head east. The eastern gate, you're going to get through some slums. Once you get beyond that, you'll head to the outer streets with lots of stables. That's the Mooncrest district.
Okay.
It's full of Sentinels of Shine. I'm sure your group will be welcome there. Yeah, we will. But we don't all have to go. Everyone is busy. I'm just going to go by myself. I will meet you back. Where should I meet you? Well, Triumph turns to look at you, your party.
When are you doing this?
Before we're going to all the shops and everything, the jewelers, that hour.
Are you trying to sneak away without anybody noticing?
No, I'm asking where should I meet?
Oh, all right,
where should I meet you back? I have something that I need to do. It's really important.
I mean, if we aren't at the bank, I suppose we could go back to the room and try and make a plan if you're quick.
Okay, I will be quick, I promise. No one is going to know more about lost souls than Tyson.
That's a good point.
We can go talk to the lady in the arch.
We could, but maybe. I don't know if that would be better.
I mean, she talks directly to Tyson.
So do clerics.
Okay. Yeah, you're not
Triumph
wrong.
just like looks awkwardly as he was in the middle of the conversation, is trying to find a way out.
I'll meet you back. I'll meet you back at the room. I will be as fast as I can.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Okay, so Tess, you scamper off in the directions the Triumph has given you.
Yep.
The Whiskey Dip is pretty close to where you guys are. It was only a couple blocks away from the jewelers where you got the diamonds you needed.
Well, she said she was going before we were shopping.
Yeah, I'm going like while they're shopping.
Oh,
While we were hawking all our shit.
So that's why I said we'll meet her back there, I guess.
okay. Tess, roll me a D100.
It's only just begun.
40.
14.
That's a 14.
14.
40.
I thought it was a 0. I didn't.
It's the
Oh,
font.
it's a
It's a
D100.
font.
Roll me a perception check, Tess.
Okay.
You can do it.
I believe in you.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
For
That's
a
so
total
efficient.
of
25.
25.
one moment.
Fuck whatever's following you.
No, you're just heading through slums.
The hood.
They try to pickpocket you.
Don't do it, Tess. You don't have time to fuck them.
You don't know her.
Just the definition of speed.
As you get outside the gates on your way to the Mooncrest district, you notice that the quality of living out here is... What's the word I'm looking for? Sparse. Spartan. Yeah, less, in other words.
Austere.
Yes, perfect
a very
vocabulary
fancy
for the
word.
situation. Not a lintel over a door in sight. As you make your way, you find yourself suddenly aware that you have stuff on your belt. And for some reason, it keeps getting caught on things as people are moving by you.
Yikes.
You gave us the diamonds.
It'd
You
be
didn't-
very
Yeah.
funny if
She's
she
not
had
with
all
us.
With a
Well,
perception of 25, you resist all the attempts to pickpocket you.
Gotcha.
But
Good
you
job,
are aware
Tess.
that it is happening.
I'm aware that it's happening. Okay.
Just definitely swat them away.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
even
just gonna look at them. I'm just gonna
You
play
do
out.
not...
I don't see them, but
You
I
don't know who it is that's trying to pickpocket you.
It's a
She's just
crime.
giving a general bitch face look.
Yeah.
The bitch face does not stop people from trying to pickpocket
Yeah,
you.
that's fair. That's super fair. That's
But
super fair.
you
Probably
make
makes
it,
them try harder.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to just kind of growl. Stop.
roll an intimidation.
Yeah, you got this test.
I
Become
don't.
hot test.
I have +1 to charisma for this. Yeah, 7. That's nothing.
The tugging happens more.
It doesn't change.
Yeah, it's fair.
While that is happening, everyone else is purchasing their diamonds and such. The camera moves away from the party. Seeker.
Oh,
That boy.
was not expecting this. Yes.
Really? You showed up to play D&D and you didn't think you were going to play D&D?
Well, I didn't say that, but
Okay.
when you put
Well-
it like that, I do sound kind of dumb.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it was
Glad to
fast.
have you back. As you step out of the doors of the Temple of Melisandre, how are you feeling?
Pretty irritated, I think, at the news I was given. I think you'd go back to the inn, get a drink, and probably check on the knuckleheads before he leaves.
Well, as you make your way back towards the Whiskey Dip, you are spotted. A tall, very well muscled female half-orc steps in front of you and she says, "Hey, you're with those fucks that got real drunk in the Whiskey Dip the other night, right?"
Aye.
Well, they're real fucked up right now. They might need your help.
What do you mean?
The black-haired one's dead.
There's like 4 of them with black hair.
Uh-huh.
Right, you have to be more specific.
No. She's pretty, what's the right word? Innocent? Quiet? Could just make her face look like a dog's.
Oh, alright, well, she doesn't have black hair.
Yes, you do.
Uh,
It looks black to me.
alright, I'll go check on her.
No,
Where
they're running around with her. She's dead.
Right, well, she don't have black hair, so I don't... Where are they? Where can I find them?
Side note, she did dye her hair before we got to
She
town.
did, she did dye her hair. Yeah, her hair is black.
Was it
You
black?
are aware that her hair
Yeah,
is black.
Seeker
Her
was
hair
there
is
for that.
Oh,
black.
I forgot.
It was red.
I'm looking at the fucking portrait. It's been a minute. Alright,
Sorry.
my bad, I forgot. Okay.
Well, he saw her diet, so maybe he's just like, yeah, she's not black. Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah, I forgot. Player forgot, ignore that.
Okay.
Silly,
So
silly
how
thing.
instead does Seeker react?
Puts his hand on his head. Oh, do you know where they're heading?
Last I heard, they were heading to the jewelers to try and buy diamonds.
All right, thank you. And he'll head to the jewelers.
She's following you.
And who are you?
Katja the Ironclad. I work with the sheriff.
Right.
They're buddy-buddy with your pals right now.
Right now.
So, do you know what happened, or?
I wasn't in the room, but from what I heard, they pulled a thing out of a bag and Claudia fell over dead.
Oh, fuck.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you react to that?
You don't. I leave for fucking not even a day, and oh my god.
Oh, I just thought you were doing errands or something.
Oh, well, that was the plan, but I guess let's fucking go.
Right, what's your name?
It's Seeker.
Cool. You know the way, right?
Not a fucking clue.
Okay, follow me. It'll be faster.
Yeah, thank you.
Tess.
Yep.
You have arrived at the Temple of Tysus in the Mooncrest. It's hard to miss. It's one of the only buildings that you could probably describe as otherworldly. It's made with black lacquered boards all on the outside. It looks like it was maybe at one point somebody's house that was cut in half and then had an enormous sanctuary built into the back. So, as you approach, the front door is open, and as you look into it, it seems as though there is fog or mist that just spills out of the doorway.
We'll approach.
As you enter, the temple to Tysus is lined with glowing purple lanterns that line across the walls. They are high, much higher than you would expect, and much higher than anyone could possibly light by hand. And there are no pews. There are only biers, platforms where one would lay a dead soul on to be buried soon after. At the end of the hall, as you enter, you see that there are a number of people that are milling about and working. You can smell candles that have been burning for quite a while. And you are approached as you've entered, because this does not seem the sort of temple that people just wander into casually. And as you've entered, a man in what looks like it's kind of charcoal gray armor, probably a paladin based on his vestments, he says, "Hello, miss. How can I help you?"
I don't know if you can. Might.
You have cut out and I didn't hear you.
I don't know if you can, but I think Tysus might be able to.
You are welcome to say a prayer at the altar. Is that all you need?
Can he find any lost soul?
That is what he's known for. I cannot say I've ever seen him fail, but something about the manic expression in your eyes makes me worry he might.
My God can't find my friend's soul, but I think yours might be able to.
He glances down at the symbol that you wear, and he says, I wish you luck.
Tess will go up and...
He just waves to the altar, like to gesture you to approach, and resumes what he was doing.
Tess will go up and pray at the shrine.
Okay.
She says, Tysus, I come to you with respect and terror. I am the child of a different god, but I have a friend, Claudia Amberhide, and her soul is missing, taken by an ancient vampire, and I need to know if you can find it. Please help me.
Roll me a wisdom plus proficiency check.
$22.
Yeah. You are in a place uniquely easy for Tysus to see into. As you've spoken out, it's as though the instant you start speaking, you are no longer in the temple. Or at least you're no longer in a mundane place, such as the temple in the middle of the Mooncrest. You feel as though you're floating in an abyss, but it is not terrifying. You get the same feeling as when you were in the alternate plane, standing on that strange floating rock. You hear yes.
You see her?
Claudia Amberhide. She's wounded.
She is. If she's eaten, will you not be able to find her?
Souls are never truly gone.
Her soul should be with Valkeen and her brother, and I think we can get her back, but if we can't, I need to know that she's going to be okay. I need to know she's going to be there. Please?
Tessellation. If her soul continues down the hole it is currently falling, it will not be retrievable by anyone but Aegir himself.
Will it be... She won't be the same, though, if we get her back.
She is wounded. She is damaged.
Can she heal?
The soul can always heal. It does not heal like your flesh, or anybody else's might. It takes time.
Heal?
No magic can cure a soul. Only time.
Okay. Then we'll give her time.
It looks like that is the one thing she does not have much of.
Then we'll have to do it quickly. Thank you.
Thank you for your visit.
I know something about souls not being what they should. I don't want it to happen to another person.
There is a pause, and then you hear Tysus almost sounds mildly amused as he says, "What do you know about souls?" and how they change.
My father's soul. I know a lot about change, but my father's soul wasn't retrievable either.
Your father's soul is in a soul stone.
So it isn't. Okay, well, that's not the priority. But thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
But it can't be where it belongs. Without.
It is not at the moment, no.
Okay.
It looks as though it is being bartered over.
What? Like,
Just like, what?
who would do that?
Individuals who trade in souls.
Like, vampires.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, this is not what I'm here for.
I
don't
would
want to.
recommend
I don't want to be.
you look
selfish.
more into the fiendish approach of the soul trade, if you wish to restore your father.
Okay. One thing at a time. I hope that Lane is okay, also.
There is a pause.
Just keep fishing.
She just wants to make sure he didn't forget about her.
I am sure she is well.
Thank you, Tyson. This is terrifying, but at least it gives me some clarity. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to put some of your soul at ease.
What can I do for you?
It's like, as you're saying that, you realize you're saying it in the temple. As you are back.
She's gonna tip. God, how much gold do I even have? Probably not much. I have. She's gonna for 20. She will put 10 in the coffers.
Jeez.
So, on the altar, there is an offering bowl, and there's nothing in it. As you place the 10 gold in the offering bowl, they don't hit the bottom of the bowl. They seem to just float within the bowl, as if suspended in air.
She's gonna craft a flower like the one she crafted for Lane also, and put that in there. And then she's gonna hurry. She's gonna tuck everything of value, kind of like close to herself. Keep close eye on it, and book it back.
Okay. Rolling perception.
Okay. She's also gonna do her thaumaturgy thing again, just like she doesn't have the patience for this right now.
Sure.
God, we should have went to Tysus earlier.
I will inspire that, and that doesn't help. That is a 12.
Oof.
She knows
You push
even.
it and get mugged for everything
God,
you got.
no, she knows even what's going. I don't know. She gave everything.
Like, I have 10 gold to my name. Whatever, take
Here's
it.
10 gold. Yeah, they can take her 10 gold.
Throws it up in the air.
Well, now that they have your permission, please roll me a d8.
Okay.
Fuck.
Feast upon me, urchins.
Nope, sorry, that's a D10. There you go. 7.
7
Oh
gold.
god.
And you about to be as broke as Seeker.
It is not the gold that they get from you.
What did they get?
Shit.
7. 2.
Oh god, are you going through her inventory right
Yes.
now?
Probably.
You miss it until you're all the way out of Murky Point. You get through the gates, thinking that you got through scot-free with nothing taken. And as you kind of relax and you let your pockets back where they were, you reach down to your belt to rehang your coin pouch, and you realize the silvered whip is gone.
Okay.
No, the whiff of fragility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My little.
She said that like,
I want you to know we hate what you make us.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Artie's. She's gonna be really. She's gonna just honestly. I think
Cry a little bit.
I think she's just gonna start to cry.
Oh. You're walking down.
Artie made that for her. That was like the second thing ever that Artie made for her, and she's just gonna
That's
be
so
in
sad.
tears.
The whiff of fragility. Tessa's
Sorry.
emotions of fragility.
It's been a hard day, man.
Well,
she's gonna,
if it helps,
she's gonna,
you've made some urchins suddenly able to eat tonight. So.
well, that
Those kids.
that will eventually. She's been there, so that's eventually going to comfort her. But right now, it'll just make her sad. But she will shapeshift into someone totally different and just.
But equally as sad.
But equally sad and just cry.
Okay. It is as you're making your way back that all of you emerge from the jewelers, and you see Katja with Seeker right behind her. Where's Claudia's body right now?
In a bag.
In a bag? What?
Is it still
In the bag of holding.
Yeah, it's in the fucking bag
They
of
can't
holding.
carry her corpse around.
No,
Just
We're
gonna
gonna
walk her.
leave it in the inn.
Don't worry, we're coming back.
So are we all
Housekeeping,
just
please
like
no.
standing in front of the material
came
stuff
out.
right now?
You are walking out of the jewelers when you see Seeker approaching.
Oh. Hi.
All right. Yeah.
But you left us.
Who wants to start explaining?
Yeah, what? You left.
All right. I've been gone for like 12 hours.
Yeah, it took an emotional toll on all of us.
Right.
And
Hi,
Claudia.
Seeker.
You
Where's
see,
her body?
Seeker, you see the Goliath that beat you in arm wrestling with his arms folded, standing behind them as they've emerged from the jewelers, and you also see a kind of wine-colored tiefling walk out behind them as well. You've not seen her.
We're working on reviving her.
That there's really not a lot of time to explain it, unfortunately. We're on something of a timetable.
It's a whole shitstorm. And they're cops, watch what you say.
What?
We're not cops, Artie.
Alright, abridged.
You're a little bit of a cop.
I mean, aren't you like a sheriff?
We're the kindred law enforcement. We handle their problems. I don't care if you...
Kindred cops.
That's good. So here's what happened, Seeker. I showed someone an artifact, hoping I could get some information about it, and the entity in it did something to Claudia and killed her, and now her soul is trapped within it, and we have to convince him to release her so that we can resurrect her. Are you there?
His eyes just narrow at you, and he goes, "Right, sure, that makes perfect sense."
Okay, pretty much caught up now. I think you even know a little more than I do.
Seeker. Roll me a wisdom save.
Fuck!
I don't like that.
Is he already snacking?
Well, he can just cast this at will. He could just fuck with people that are within 10 feet of me.
He
That's an 11.
That's a failure.
even with your
Oh.
he's
Your
a
aura?
dark statted paladin.
Suddenly,
of wisdom.
Seeker, peering over Ori's shoulder, you see black-haired, very tired-looking Claudia's face open her mouth and say to you in a voice that is not hers, "I remember you. Crawling back when the drink was too boring." You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
Ori, I think... Wait, what's my perception? Does he wince or anything?
It'll
Do I
be an
notice?
Insight check. You can. What's your passive insight?
Terrible, I'm sure. 12.
Well, Seeker, if you're caught off guard, it would be deception or performance at disadvantage, but it's up to you if you are.
He's probably caught off guard by seeing Claudia and not hearing Claudia, so deception.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, well, it's a 7.
Yeah, you catch that, Ori. That he suddenly was, like, surprised. You're not saying anything.
Ori looks at him and then looks at everybody, and she kind of moves off. If she could get herself some feet away from everyone, she will. I know we're in a city, but
does the visage of Claudia follow, or is it?
It's gone the instant you blink.
Ah, okay. Oh. So, what's the plan?
We need to make one.
Resurrection, and then we gotta find a soul.
no, you need to reverse the order of those two things.
We gotta find a soul and then resurrection.
Yeah, someone else explain. That can be quieter and doesn't have to keep distance.
Yeah,
Perhaps not on a public street. Surrounded by...
Again.
I could explain it, but I feel like this is your bag of fish, considering...
particularly stinky bag of fish.
I mean, please feel free. Love to hear your take on it.
No, I'm telling you I'm not going to do that.
I even bring it up.
In order to retrieve her soul from the graft of the entity currently in possession of it, we have to undertake and find a replacement soul.
Okay, so any soul will do, or what?
Yes.
Seeker looks around the street.
Okay.
We are not going to fucking ruin a random civilian.
Right, so you just get to ruin your friend's life then, instead of someone you don't know.
No. But if I'm going to inflict torment on someone, I would prefer it be someone who has done some harm to someone.
We could
Not
check.
just caught your eye,
We
Seeker.
could check the oubliettes.
Yeah,
perfect.
Reverie, can we like go to one of your prison cells and just snag one of them?
No. We could check the oubliettes. You all would have to wait.
Okay.
Right, well, you remember you told me we are on a very strict time limit here, so...
4 to 5 days.
No, that's not quick enough.
No. You have 4 to 5 days until her soul is eaten. Checking the oubliette will take us maybe an hour.
Oh, okay.
Alright, you check the oubliette. Let's get out of the street and see if we can come up with some other plans. Just don't involve random murder.
Can we give him an animal? Do
No.
animals have souls?
Roll me a wisdom save, Arnie.
Oh God.
Barry pokes out. He's like, "What?"
No, not very. 6.
You can add +4 to that. I don't know if it matters.
10.
But...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Where were you when Claudia was making fucking charisma saves to not get 8?
Fuck it
Artie,
off at the temple.
Don't you do
Artie,
this to me.
you suddenly see, like, it's a feeling of a warm paw on your shoulder.
Shit.
And looking over to your left, you see Barry's face looking at you, but in your mind, instead of Barry's voice, you hear, "A person soul, please. Unless we'd all like to waste our time."
Nope. No. Okay, I got the drift. Okay.
Good. And fuck you for trying to demean my appetites. And you
I don't know
suddenly
what you
feel
like
like
to
a sonic, like a Burt in your head, and you take 6 points of psychic damage.
I could give you a psychic raspberry.
Echo, is it like that video of the cat getting its face pushed in snow?
Almost.
No, it's like this.
She's just trying to make me cry laughing right now.
Yeah. Spray bottle.
Your
I said that
comment,
all
yes,
out loud,
Trey,
so
criminals on standby.
everybody can hear.
They do have criminals that they eat because they're vampires.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
It's why crime is not so common here in Malachor.
Before you
like
go
a-
digging around in the oubliettes, what about your friend in the nasty bandit camp?
We could try them. We could see if we can secure a couple. The problem is, they'll have reinforcements, and if we're not prepared to fight all of them, it might be risky.
Just thought maybe bird stones, I don't know.
It's all
I
the
am-
last mission.
I am all in favor of feeding a fanatic soul to Mr. Tallow.
Some
Does that
zealotry
sound
might be
good?
entertaining for him.
I can
Try
talk to
and-
him, right?
You can talk to him all you want. You're attuned.
Yeah.
You just have to choose to.
She don't choose. She's like, nope, fuck you.
No, she asked.
What did you ask?
Does that sound good? When they're talking about a fanatic.
Zealotry is an uncommon flavor, one I haven't had for centuries. If you're offering, I'd be amenable to that idea.
Lovely. Ori kind of looks up and nods, shrugs. She's like, let's do it.
Perhaps it might be wise to try and hunt one of these fanatics away from their camp, see if we can find them searching for food or something.
Are you giving me advice right now?
Reverie looks at you and says, yes.
Oh, that was Reverie? Listen.
Yes.
Don't. Fuck it. Alright. Well, Ori would not have said that if it was Reverie who talked
I
out
know.
loud.
I know.
Shithead. Okay. So, maybe we start... I almost uttered the words, we start sneaking around their camp and see if they're out for patrols or something. I'm not sneaking around anywhere. My talent's flying another direction.
Am I back?
You
With the
are,
group?
you are, I was actually about to talk to you about that. Are you heading to the jewelers or the whiskey dip?
Whiskey dip, because that's where we've said that we would meet.
Okay. Then you run into them on your way there.
Okay.
So, Tess,
Her
you
eyes are
see them all
puffy.
standing outside the jewelers having a conversation.
I think we did say we were gonna head back there, but whatever.
Seeker.
I don't want to... That's right. A wild seeker appeared.
Yep.
Oh. You didn't leave. That's
Oh.
good news.
I had plans to, but looks like y'all need a babysitter more than I thought.
No, I don't
mean-
think we do, actually.
No.
Oh.
If you don't want to help.
That's not what's happening. That's
It's
not
fine.
what's happening.
Right.
Let him save face, guys.
I'm glad to have him back. It felt like weeks.
Right.
Um,
Yes, it did.
you were saying something about the vampire hunters.
Yes.
Let's go lure one away from their camp and break
There
them
were-
down emotionally.
There were a lot of them.
Wait,
Mhm.
wait, Ori.
Hmm.
What is this order of operation? Like, are we gonna have to actually hog-tie this guy and bring him back, then do the resurrection with the guy and then replace it?
No.
But like, if we put him,
No.
No, we have
he
to.
could just go in the vial with Claudia.
Yes, yes. There's no limit that that he mentioned.
Is-
Apparently, there's
is
a
this-
vacancy for many people.
A whole larder.
We're gonna have to be really sneaky. Although
If you wish
Um,
to spoil me.
I could, I mean, I don't know how useful it would be, but I could send my duplicate out.
All right. Here's what we need to do: is find someone that we can live with doing this to, And then we need to work on their magical resistances. That's the important thing, because we haven't slept. I haven't been able to change anything in my spellbook.
Got something.
Can't we just,
Alright.
like, knock him out?
No, because unfortunately when you're unconscious, strangely your will persists, right? It's not something we can do with damage.
I've got something.
Alright, good.
A few somethings, actually. But there's one thing in particular.
You're even more beautiful than usual.
Aw, thanks.
If we need to kind of sneak around, I can make somebody invisible.
I can make us real creepy.
Ooh.
I mean, like silent. You know, that thing.
That's not at all what I thought you meant.
I'm already there.
It can make us all creepy.
So,
Alright. Which way?
I don't have a lot of power right now, so.
if we're hunting vampire hunters, then we need to get out into the strife march.
It might be useful for Cal.
Aye?
You want to attune to that thing?
No?
It
But
might
I
be
will
useful.
if you need me to. Isn't already attuned to it?
No, not that thing. The thing.
The globe.
Oh.
You.
To be honest, I kind of forgot I had it.
Cal, you adorable himbo.
What does that mean?
What's a hippo?
Also, is it
Compliment.
best for me to use it if we're...
Someone, we have it for now. Someone could use it in case we need backup.
Alright.
It might be a good idea, is what I'm saying. If we're going to go after these terrifying, there were so many of them, and just
Right,
in
that's-
case.
Why we wanted to try to lure one or two away from the main.
I know
Yeah.
that. But if we fail and people see us, remember what happened at the end of the war?
I remember. Fun times.
We're not the sneakiest group, is what I'm saying.
You just said that you had a thing.
I do have a thing, but just in case.
All right.
I'm pretty sneaky.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not.
I can
I'm
I
not-
can be quiet. I just not if you want me to do anything.
What if what we want you to do is be quiet?
Then I can do that. But if you want me to be quiet and also cast a spell that makes it easier for somebody to get a trick pulled on them, I can't do both those things.
Ah,
We won't be doing that in stealth.
I can hold person, if that helps.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's lovely.
And
I was
could
going to cast Bane.
Good. Yes.
just stack them all on. See if we can get
Yes.
someone just right fucked.
Just not think about it too hard.
I can shoot somebody, that's about it.
Is that quiet? It hasn't been quiet in the past.
I can put a silencer on it. I can craft one, yeah.
You might want to get started on that then.
No problem. Barry! Barry, I need a ride.
Barry, like, pops up out of the bag. Yes?
You mind if I get a ride?
Oh,
I gotta do some
sure.
stuff.
It's about time.
You're gonna use your
And then
mount?
The giant ferret, the enormous weasel.
That
out.
Seeker's never seen.
Yeah, Seeker.
Yeah, Seeker goes, what the fuck?
Oh, this
It's-
is Barry.
It's a light brown and beige, enormous weasel that just looks at you with dark brown eyes. And you just hear.
Right, what
He
the
said you're-
fuck? Where?
He said you're big. And he wants to know if you have any berries.
No.
I didn't say that, but I'm happy that you asked him that. I'd love a berry right now.
I
Do
know.
you have one?
I know, I kind of just anticipated that's what you would say.
That's fine.
You
That's
know?
Where the fuck did it come from?
My
From the
bag.
store. No, he bought it from an animal
Oh,
trader.
yeah.
You've been gone 12 hours. Did you think the world would stop?
Oh, I came from Kikakur.
No,
Pikachu
but
is where he's from.
a lot of shit has happened in 12 fucking hours.
Yeah, you're telling
Leaving
me.
us next time.
So, the plan. With the plan
Meanwhile,
and the plan.
Meanwhile, in the Dreadthirst file,
Yep.
Micah.
Claudia's watching you talk about fucking Barry this whole time.
Yeah.
She's like, hello?
It looks as though your soul might be replaced with that of a zealot. Could be worse, could be better. It'll do the job, it will fulfill my deal.
What's better?
A virgin.
Oh. Are you fucking with me?
Yes,
I thought that was a stereotype.
it is. That has no effect on flavor whatsoever.
Do you have like a palate preference?
Yes, of course. Everyone does. Every kindred does.
Well, if we're gonna be working together, I figured I might as well know it.
I don't know if that will make you very happy.
Uh-oh.
My favorite flavors are the feelings of love and trust and loyalty.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
But now you know that.
Ask a stupid question.
No, that just makes me more prepared for the future, I think.
Good. A good second is anxiety, nervousness, anticipation.
So, is it do they have to be feeling that in the moment that you consume them?
It helps.
I see.
You see, whenever a kindred takes a drink, they can taste all the flavors of their emotions, and the ones they're feeling at the moment, they are the most prominent flavors. Another of my favorites is rage, which is why you were so delectable.
Did you ever woo somebody just to get them to taste good?
No. That would be so inconvenient.
I just figured you didn't have a heart, so it wouldn't matter.
I used to.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, 700 years?
A long time.
Been here a while. Oh, isn't he adorable? And Barry has appeared outside.
He is adorable. Even the horrible ancient vampire Fred thinks he's adorable.
Reverie thought he was cute too, so maybe it's a vampire thing.
Or just an eyeball thing.
Cute. Yeah, that's true.
Just is cute. Okay, so the rest of you are heading your way back to the whiskey dip, or was there something else you were doing? I don't know what you're doing.
We were talking about heading to the whiskey dip so that we could make plans not in the middle of the street.
But you've made plans.
But we already made a
Plans
plan.
in the middle of
You've
the
made
street.
all sorts
So-
of really suspect plans in the middle of the street already.
It's true.
Making a silencer.
To
I
be
mean, we have the
fair,
cops on our side, so it's fine.
you are talking with Reverie, Triumph, and Katja, the Ironclad, in the middle of the street. Everyone's giving you a wide berth.
Good. Smart.
I do think that it sounds like what our next step actually is going to be is to head down to the march, the
Strife March.
the Dread March. Thank you.
Strife March.
Strife March.
Dread March.
Strife March.
Strife
Dreadthirst
March.
Vile. Strife March.
I'm sorry, they're all
bad march.
very negative words, and my
Very
brain
negative
mixed them up.
It's called the
no-nos.
Strife March because of the rich history. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, my
Don't
brain mixed up the
cry now.
words.
As all of you are preparing to head your way towards out of the city, Triumph and Reverie are hanging back, and Reverie says, I am truly sorry to do this, but we do have responsibility here in the city. We have things we have to accomplish, and we have spent the last 4 hours trying to help you.
Go.
When you
Come
return
back.
from the city, we'll be happy to help you again, but we cannot leave the city borders while we're on duty.
Can you check your little cells in case we're unsuccessful?
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Reverie can handle the rounds. I'll take care of that. And see if I can find anyone. Do you have a preference as to crime?
Bad.
Whoever deserves,
The
whoever
worst.
you
Very
think
bad.
deserves to get eaten by an ancient
Some
kindred.
awful, you know what? An abductor, a rapist. That would be
Children are involved. Even better.
Yeah.
Those are not
Especially if they're a
common.
child themselves. Wait.
We
No,
do not
wait.
just happen to have rapists all the time. I will see if I can find one. He looks like
Anyone.
visibly uncomfortable as he's saying that.
No,
Feel like
no petty crimes. Like not
you guys
just like a
aren't very
thief or
good.
anything. Like a murderer.
just someone horrible. Someone I
Alright.
will lose. Never mind.
Does he have a preference?
Could I hear
Ask
their
him what-
conversation? That wasn't to me. Yeah,
You, unless you say you're talking with Micus,
Mm-mm.
no. Unless I say he's talking to you, you don't hear.
No,
Emphasis.
alive?
Emphasis on anyone that has denied agency to someone else, especially over a long period of time, whatever that might take.
Okay.
Specific, but I like it.
I'll
She's
see
thinking
what I
about. She's thinking about Claudia.
I'll see what I can do.
He did seem interested in a zealot, at least. So,
Okay.
he'll take
That
it.
we have the occasional fanatic coming to town, I guess.
Sure.
Ooh. Serial killers. Wait, no. I'm talking. Never mind.
Again, I'm gonna try and. There's a likelihood of what we have, and serial killers not likely. But
Yeah, that's.
You know
yeah,
what, Tribe?
never mind.
I think we trust your best judgment on this one. Whatever you recommend. I mean, you've...
Whatever
I
the
need
no
you to
chef
be
offense.
aware, I'm pretty jaded.
Yeah, no. But I've never actually eaten somebody's blood. So, I mean...
Well, he won't be eating.
You're
Their
like
blood,
a
are you?
sommelier, right? Like,
It's with
You would
consent
know better than us.
if you're a decent
Oh.
person.
okay. That's just
Thank
kinda
you,
awkward.
Triumph.
I'm gonna walk
We
away.
appreciate the effort.
Yes, very much.
Good luck. And Triumph and
Sorry.
Reverie just are heading off.
I
Katja
can't believe
says,
they're still hanging out with us.
Katja, who's still around, says, they don't need me for this. Y'all want help?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to ride?
Up on
She
my
like
ferret.
looks at the weasel and she says, no offense, little guy, but I think I weigh more than both of you together.
It's not a bad thing. All muscle, girl. You own it.
Oh,
And she
okay.
does the archer.
Yeah.
Nice.
While
Boy.
while Artie is flirting with Katja, Tess is gonna, before they lose Triumph, she's just gonna kind of like get him at the door, and say, thanks for pointing me to the temple. It made me feel slightly better.
Triumph kind of smirks a little and he says, I think most people would feel better if they were willing to reach out for help.
Don't I know it?
He thumps you on the shoulder with an enormous hand and it hurts. And he says,
Tess gets knocked to the ground.
we'll be around. And then he turns to leave.
I'm sorry for making you do this.
Right.
It's at least interesting, he says over his shoulder as they're leaving.
Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Have to be prepared to make sacrifices sometimes in order to achieve your goal.
Huh.
Sometimes literally.
Sacrifices, we mean people.
As all
Sometimes
of
that's
you,
what it takes.
as all of you plus Katja are making your way out of the city, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
All right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Say why, Sec?
What?
Okay, as we get back into it, all of you are making your way towards where? Or what is the plan? I still
Just
don't know.
strife march.
We're headed
Okay.
for the.
March.
So you're not resting, you're not taking a break, you're going straight to the next phase.
No,
right?
we
Oh,
only
that's
make
how
bad
you said it.
decisions in this
What are we
fucking
gonna
group.
do with the break? Unless we're gonna sleep all night.
I mean, Tess keeps saying that they should rest, but she's overruled.
I only
so.
got 1 second-level spell slot.
Did she say that we
That's
should
fine,
go rest?
Sika's got it.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah. Tess is sort of like, we shouldn't. Like, I don't have a lot of power. I mean, she's been implied. She hasn't said directly.
Ah,
Okay.
Okay.
I definitely didn't get we should rest from that, but if we need to take a rest, we can
Can
go
I
back
just
to
make
what we
one
did.
statement before
Can
any
I-
decisions are made?
No, because you're in the necklace.
This is above the table.
Don't
You're in the
meta
necklace.
influence us, Pen.
Please.
I mean, go ahead. You've said like 15 things. Just say it.
Shush. So going to the Strife March to get a Zealot is an idea, but that's kind of like going out and slaughtering the cow yourself when you could order takeout, which
Well,
is
Triumph is
kind of what
checking
Triumph
on-
is.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
checking
but
on
he
the
said that would
UVS
take like
for
an
us.
hour, so maybe we should just see where that goes
Ah.
first.
Well, I was under the impression Claudia didn't want to lose any more of her limbs, but if you're cool with waiting, or you can amend her perception of that.
I don't think
Yeah,
an hour will kill me.
They're your
know?
fucking
Velen-
fingers.
Like, Velen was thinking that, I mean, Velen is comparatively fresh. Like, she's not completely fresh, but she's got Bane. She's got a few spell slots, and so she's
I'm down
thinking
one
that if they
spell
could-
slot. That's
Tess
it.
is real worried that they're going to get in a situation that they
That's
can't
what I'm
handle.
worried more about.
And
Seeker is super
Tess
fresh.
doesn't.
Ori,
Tess can't revivify anyone. Like,
you have attuned to the Dreadthirst Vial, and you are aware that Micus can only try to drink someone once a day.
Oh, so we can't do it today anyway.
No, he can do it today.
But he drank Claudia today.
He drank Claudia, like, the previous morning. It resets at dawn.
We have definitely not rested since
we have
Claudia
not
got drank.
rested. We have definitely not
That's the
rested.
same
since Claudia.
It's
Yeah,
the
this
same
is-
day.
This is the same
He
day.
cannot drink today.
Alright then, that's what she'll say. Alright, well, I mean, we can get it on in the morning. He can only do it once per day, and he was successful this morning.
So we'll wait to hear from Triumph
Sure.
first, and we'll see what they say. And then if we don't like that, we'll go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Katya, who's with you all, says,
I was about to say.
all right,
Sorry,
if
babe.
y'all ain't going out now, then I'll see y'all tomorrow.
See you next time.
And she walks away.
I'll be at the Whiskey Dip if you wanna come visit. Drinks?
She turns
Bye-bye.
around and looks at you, Artie, and she says, is that your best effort?
She would break
Yeah.
you, lad.
I know.
It's his choice.
Oh, God.
Why don't you think about it?
Okay.
When you
yeah,
come
I'll
up
work
with
on
something better to say, maybe I'll show up.
it. Okay.
And she leaves.
Tess is gonna follow Katya out also. I'm sorry, guys. But wait until the door is closed.
What door?
You're on the
We're
street.
in the
We're in the
street!
street. Oh, we're still in the street. I'm sorry. I
We're
thought we got
still in the
back-
street!
I thought we got back
emotional
to the
door.
Whiskey Dip. I'm sorry. I thought we got back to the Whiskey Dip. But okay, so
no,
she'll go
you're
a
just,
little.
they just
We have
decided to
accomplished
do
nothing.
So she's gonna go a little farther away from the group, and she's gonna say, "Hey,
that. To Katya?
yeah, to Katya.
Hey,
If Reverie is hungry, I'm willing.
I'll pass it on.
I need something that isn't."
I get it. You'll like it.
Yeah, I need something to like.
Meanwhile, back at the group, Velen is saying to Artie, look, if you want to work on your game, like, we can workshop it. We can workshop it.
I just don't get it though. Like, am I supposed to be more upfront? Am I supposed to be assertive?
Alright, well, it
Clever.
depends on the type
They like
of
it when
person
you're
who you're
clever.
talking to.
Like, I could write out an equation, but I don't know what
No,
you mean by
that's
clever.
No, that's not
I-
clever.
I
That's
gotta make
smart.
her an invention.
That would be
I get it.
amazing, honestly. If you can write out an equation and the answer is sex, you will get laid from someone. I don't
Okay.
know who it is, but whoever it is,
that's
it's going to be the perfect person to be seduced by your equation.
I'm walking back to the Whiskey Dip, by the way, while this is
Okay.
going on.
I take out a napkin and I
As
start
they're
writing.
talking, Claudia, Micah next to you, says, I did forget your group had this tendency to speak on dumb things.
That's part of their charm.
Rude.
He turns and looks at you. Don't make me rethink this.
She immediately shuts up.
Guy.
You're supposed to. You all head back to the Whiskey Dip. Okay. We have progress. Alright, one moment, please. I've lost my tavern splash. No, I haven't. The Whiskey Dip at this point is very busy. You all can head straight to your rooms and try to sleep, or you can eat something, maybe to get some temp HP. You can try and maybe get drunk to forget your woes. You have time, whether you want the time or not. There's nothing you can accomplish until dawn. So
I want to try to eat something tasty for temp HP, and then if I I think Velen is very, very restless, so she might see if the barkeep is amenable to her taking the stage again.
The dwarven barkeep shows you that today we have stew and we have a pepper steak with potatoes and onions.
Pepper steak, for sure.
That's 5 silver. It's fresh beef straight from our bar, so costs a little more.
Let me look at my money here. I just spent a lot of it. Nope, I can afford that. Yes, she pays for it.
Okay. Anybody else getting food?
Yeah, Tess will get the same.
Okay.
Digger's gonna
5
take
silver?
a drink and go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, or he just goes upstairs and goes to one of the rooms and like shuts the door and sits
Okay.
down.
One more.
Artie's gonna ask Velen how to flirt.
Crash course.
Anybody who eats the pepper steak gains 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna mark that.
They don't go away tomorrow?
No, it goes away until it's spent.
Yeah,
Or replaced
you
by
did.
more.
Yeah.
That is how I handle food temp HP, because it wouldn't make sense for you to eat a huge meal and then go to bed.
And then go to bed. Shit.
Anyway.
Tess is gonna
Mirrority,
wait.
I'm gonna tell you all my secrets.
Please. It just doesn't come natural. Certain things do, but I don't fucking get it.
You're really charming, Artie.
Concha doesn't think so.
Make her
Yes, she
something
did.
she likes. Make her something she likes.
She likes liquor and guns.
She likes to see.
I
You
can
want-
make her a gun that shoots liquor into her mouth.
You could make her
Don't do
like a
it.
ship. You could like her a ship in a bottle or something.
no,
You
I got
don't. You
it.
don't have to build something to
A
demonstrate.
liquor
that-
gun.
Yeah, honestly,
mean,
that's the one. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. Never mind. You got
Okay.
this.
Why do I know
Okay.
this is going to work? Okay, you don't even
Because
roll crafting, I guess.
The best way to demonstrate your interest is to find a point of mutuality and exploit it.
Guns
Says
and liquor.
Velen. Yeah.
I have a gun, and I want a liquor.
Oh boy!
I like liquor.
You take a point of inspiration.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
please give him a point of
Right.
inspiration because I can't give him one.
Velen is
Oh
going
my
to give him a bardic inspiration die. He's going to use.
Yeah,
Where is it?
Tess will give him guidance.
What am I rolling for this? My craft? I forgot what my
Crafting.
crafting is. This is my.
With guidance and
What?
bardic.
Don't I have like double?
What are you
Fingers, tools,
making?
or whatever.
What are you making?
I'm making a gun that shoots liquor.
I understand. What are you making it out of? I just need to know if it's smith's tools, woodworker's tools, or tinkerer's tools.
It's gonna be smith's tools. I have a bunch of spare metal and pieces and triggers and blocks and all the
Okay.
shit to actually.
Then
make
roll
it.
me smith's tools.
Okay.
It's going to be like
So
the
that would
handy
be-
hop up, but with.
Yeah.
food.
You want my? I think I get something for like double my thing for crafting. Well, instead
While
of two
you look through
expertise,
that,
Proficiency is doubled.
Okay.
plus 11. So
Hell
whatever
yeah.
I roll, plus my
And
own
gu-
guidance.
Guidance and bardic.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's gonna be a D20 plus 11. So that's 17 plus a D6 and a D4.
My bardic is a D8.
Okay, I rolled really good on D6 Bardic, but so that's 19 then, and 23.
You make what you're trying to make.
Yeah, it's like a handgun. I polished it. I did a little engraving on it.
Oh my god.
Is there? Fuck, I don't have any Bane of Sight left. Never mind. I was gonna.
Yeah,
make
we
it,
used
like,
all that.
Try to make it like an endless canter of liquor, where she can just always shoot liquor in her mouth.
With a gun.
I'm afraid, without
You
magic,
have
is
to-
you will have to refill a reservoir of whatever liquor
Yeah.
you choose.
The inconvenience.
Okay.
Once you get more bana sight, you can upgrade it for her.
Yeah.
My Sif
I-
has returned for more.
An endless
Yay.
decanter of liquor is not okay. There's no liquor plane. All right.
It'd be like
There's no liquor.
You could do it with an alchemy jug, so
an alchemy jug makes a limited amount of
That's
an
true, that's
alcohol
true.
once
For
per
What
now.
am
day.
I even living in this
Gun full of
world
liquor.
for?
Yeah, right?
Alchemy gun full of
You're telling me there's not a liquor plane?
There's no liquor plane.
there's a
Where
bottle
do
of endless
goblins
coffee
come
somewhere.
There's
from?
not a liquor plane yet.
Mm.
Already invents the liquor plane.
Oh God.
Honestly, out of love
Or Kacha.
for Katja.
I think the
Jesus
closest
Pretty
thing
sure this is
would
not
be,
so much love as it is horny, but
I
you know.
mean,
it's lust.
Snoo-thoo.
I
doesn't
think
know.
the closest thing to the liquor plane would be Marcella's demiplane, which is full of wine.
Nice.
But it's not
Nice.
an endless plane of it. I'm sure someone ambitious enough could polish off Marcella's plane of wine. Regardless, you make a squirt gun. Next. What's everybody else doing?
Being
I know what
Harvested.
you're doing, Claudia, yeah.
Velen knows that she's going to have to run out some of this energy before she can possibly sleep, so she is going to see if she can just do a set at the pub.
Okay. Yeah, the bartender is amenable to the idea. You did well last time. Go ahead and roll a performance.
It's respectable.
Ooh.
more than respectable.
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Yeah! That's pretty good. Roll me a D100.
nice. You nailed that roll.
Okay. Your efforts of busking in the whiskey dip for the next hour earns you a shower of tips. At the end of your performance, you find 73 gold on the stage in various coinage.
It's more than some people make in a year in one night.
Yeah.
Literally.
Very good night. That's a very good night of tips. Okay, so that's, I'm sorry, 72?
73.
73. Okay.
I do want to briefly talk to Velen after this.
Sure. Tess, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wait a little bit for. Well, actually, I don't know how long Reverie will take. So I actually will. I'll stay for some of Velen's set. But then I'm actually gonna give Artie all my valuable shit. Like everything in my inventory. I'm just gonna be like, hang on to this for me. I will be back. I'm going to cast Goodberry for the rest of my spell slots. And I'm going to go back to the bad side of town. And I'm going to leave all my little good berries in the bowl of colding. Which I will also. I will bring the bowl of colding with me and leave my good berries and say, take one. They will feed you for a day. It'll feed you for a day. Now come back.
Where do you bring it?
The place around
Slums.
the slums where I got
Okay.
pickpocketed.
Gonna go feed the children.
Yep.
All right. That is what you do. Roll me a D100.
One kid is gonna eat all 10 and
Yeah, I
vomit.
mean, probably that's
I have to pump his stomach on the spot.
28.
Okay. Yeah. You leave that there.
I'm gonna put Jamino's symbol, like, scratch it into the ground, and then I'll go.
All right. So you leave a small pile of good berries with a note and 3 eyes watching it. To those who are not religiously inclined, that might be terrifying.
Mixed messages.
I know I'm terrified.
But you do this. You do exactly what you said.
That won't stop those kids because they don't know how to read.
They're hungry, whatever. Tess knows what it's like to be hungry.
Everyone knows how to read. It's the year 6000.
Not like
Everyone
a
knows how to read.
4-year-old.
Anyway, she goes back, she gets all her stuff back.
I could read at 3.5.
Okay.
And
Me
she waits.
too.
Slap
she
your
waits
big dick on the table, why don't you?
And she waits for Reverie to see if Reverie
All our
shows up.
reading dicks are on the table now.
It takes about an hour and a half, and about half an hour after Velen finishes her set, when Triumph is the one who returns to the whiskey dip. As he enters, he looks around. It looks like he's expecting to have to go up to knock on your room. And when he sees whoever's out in the tavern, which in this case is Tess and who else?
Velen is on the stage, probably.
If
And-
she's finished her set, then she's probably just. I know she was going to chat with Artie a bit, and she might just be jawing with whatever locals are interested in chatting with her after she plays,
Okay.
because she.
You
isn't
probably
ready
have a
to
lot
act in.
of you probably have a lot of young folk, maybe late teenagers and early 20s people, wanting to know where you learned how to do that.
I'm sure that Velen will sit there just spitting out random lies about where she learned to play.
Sure, yeah. The different
you do.
story to everyone who asks.
Yeah, exactly.
Triumph enters and he looks at you at the bar and he says, "We do have someone. That is a very loud cat."
Yeah, the purrs.
Holy smokes.
What a big
My head just vibrated.
It was very cute, though. It was very cute.
Triumph,
Sorry.
no longer concerned that the ground is breaking beneath his feet.
Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Amazing.
Oy, oy, oy. He says, "We have a few souls in the oubliette. One of them murdered his wife and child."
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I
Like
thought
it.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty angry and agitated, so I left him there. But I filed a notice not to drink him, so that we can use him.
Sounds good. I mean, sounds bad, but sounds good for our purposes.
If
Right,
you-
we
if you
really
wanna use
appreciate
him. Say again? You were flattering me?
We really, yeah, 100%. We really appreciate you going out of your way for us. I know we're like new in town and stuff, but
I feel a little
know if anybody
responsible.
said it.
I did pull the thing and hold it out in the air, and then your friend
I
died.
mean you kind of are. Yeah, one
So,
hand wash.
Getting less so now.
so we go to the oubliette to do this tomorrow.
No, you're gonna meet us outside the Temple of Nyx.
All right.
Once that's taken care of, then we'll go get your friend revived. So
Good.
long
All right.
as the soul in that vial succeeds.
Yes.
I don't
It'll,
know how strongly willed this. His name is Tychus. I don't know how strongly willed he is. He might
I have a
to-
few ideas.
Okay. Well, you all should probably get some sleep. If you can.
Yeah. I'll
Try to get there before 10 in the morning, as we do want to go to bed.
I'll let Ori know.
Thanks. He just kind of taps on the counter as he looks at the three of you and then turns to leave.
All right. Guess I'll try to knock myself out.
Oh, real quick. I know
Yeah.
you're busy getting swooned down by all the little hipsters and stuff.
I enjoy it.
Oh, I bet it's a confidence boost. They like really liked you. Okay,
Getting people to like me is kind of my thing. How can I help you, Artie?
so that's what I'm working on right now. I think I cracked it. Now tell me if you think this will work. Gotcha likes liquor. I got that covered with liquor gun. She likes guns, so it's a twofer. She seems like she likes to be aggressive, right?
Mm.
And I don't think she likes that I'm small.
I don't think
So-
she minds that you're small at all.
So I can cast reduce on her and she can be my size. Or I can be big
Artie,
That'll work.
you don't.
And I could tell her that I'm gonna squirt liquor all over her and
Artie,
lick it off. That
stop.
aggressive?
Stop for just 1 second. She
No.
doesn't mind that you're small. You
Okay.
are at an ideal height for certain activities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She knows that. She's
Uh-huh.
been around the block. She hasn't had a gnome before. She said so. You are offering her a new and interesting experience, and you are demonstrating with all of that, and she sort of gestures at the liquor squirt gun, that you care passionately about wanting to try this with her to the point where you spent your evening making something patently ridiculous. She's going to be into it. Just
No. I get that. I just need to find out what to say to open the door. Like, I know I'll go to town. But
whoa.
I don't know how to get that. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'll go to fucking town.
Yeah. So be direct without being gross.
Uh-huh.
Can you do it?
That's a fine line.
We'll practice. All right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Here, Artie, practice on
So
me.
settled?
I'm gonna look like Casa.
Yes. Oh. Genuine practice round. I did not drink enough. Let's
Suddenly,
go.
This is-
Tess has like 6-pack abs and what looks like a strength of 20.
Practice on me, Artie.
This is
She
the deal,
says in
Kyle.
Tasha's voice.
I'm gonna cast enlarge on myself, but not
No.
just on myself, and I'm gonna look down.
Oh, gee.
No.
No,
Honey.
too direct. Too direct.
Artie,
No.
Artie,
No. You just don't choose to fuck a gnome if what you want is a really big dick.
Artie.
Oh, damn.
Listen,
Tell her
look
you can do push-ups with your tongue.
Artie, look at
Okay.
me.
Oh.
Artie,
Okay.
Artie, look at me.
Yeah, listen to her.
Take it from me. You don't need to change yourself.
I kind of
Okay.
do though.
No,
No.
That's my forte.
you don't.
If she weren't charmed by you, you wouldn't have gotten this far.
Okay. Okay.
I know,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I'm lost now. I worked this whole up in my mind, and now.
Mhm. And
Uh-huh.
you know what you did is you overthought it. You just thought too
Yep.
hard.
Mhm.
Here we go.
You're
I
gonna
thought
be
the
yourself.
enlarge thing would work.
When you talk to her, don't think at all.
Okay. That's so hard. I have so many thoughts at all times.
I know
Don't
you
think
do.
at all about what to say.
Oh. Okay. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Do we need some mellow thistle?
No,
Maybe.
I don't think that drugs are the answer here.
No, I don't think I'm gonna want to do anything after
He
that.
said that he only thought one thought at a time. That might be useful here.
Uh-uh.
But fair. But
He's
fair.
gonna want to be
It
able to
might not be a good
multitask
thought.
once he gets
Yeah,
into
that's fair.
It might not be a good thought.
Bellin is right about the tongue thing, though. Like,
Okay.
she's right about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right about
Tell her I'm gonna eat my way to her heart from the
Yeah.
bottom up.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Don't-
Don't say that. No.
Don't say that.
Okay.
Do that,
Okay,
but
okay.
don't say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just, you guys are not helping, but I appreciate it.
We're in an action speak louder than words situation, okay?
But that doesn't get me in the door.
But like, wait until you. After you have her consent, it's gonna be great. You know it's gonna be great.
Yeah. No. I get that. I gotta get there first.
You're gonna get there.
I made
Like-
you this to show you how much I want this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
By being yourself
Mm-hmm.
and not altering yourself, and
I
not
feel like you guys are
enlarging,
giving me really bad advice.
and not.
I feel like me being myself
yourself.
is not gonna work, and I just need to say some obscene shit.
No, Artie, you're
Uh-huh.
great.
I need to go for shock value.
No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
She doesn't like that.
Oh.
Well, she might, but not. The
Bellin-
trouble is when you go for shock value, you have to. It's what you said about it being a fine line. Like
Uh-huh. Okay.
you can't. Oh, never mind.
You don't need
I'm
to
gonna
change
work on
yourself. You don't need to change yourself, Artie. Please
Don't change myself. No enlarge
Take it.
skills. Got it.
Just
take it from me. You don't need to do that. Okay? You're great the way you are, and you want her to want you the way you are anyway.
so just go. Hey, do you want to try something new? Look how hard I'll work for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Now I'm going to bed. Good luck.
Yeah.
As
Whoa.
Test and
Jesus
test
Christ.
again.
this,
Did I get hit by a truck?
I think so. We are going to go ahead and shove this along away from that conversation.
Listen, we're having fun.
I'm really glad.
Good God.
I'm sorry.
Fucking the things I just had to listen to.
Work pen is blushing. I want you all to know that.
Work pen deserves this.
Wild.
It was very horny after you left.
Fetuses in here.
Look,
I
have
need
no excuse.
everyone who's now taking a long rest. Ori, roll me a wisdom save.
For what? You can't hurt me.
Boy, those were the wrong words to say.
Your own dreams.
Are we all rolling a lot?
No,
Sorry,
Is
all
it-
Sorry, okay.
An 18?
Yeah, unless it's a charm, and then I get to roll again. But yep.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Cool, good.
All of you can take your long rest and you can hit the button.
Yay! I love buttons.
Yes, Seeker? Did you have
I
something?
just said button.
Oh, okay. You hit the button.
Button. Who's got the button?
Thematically speaking, I worked on some things last night for different spells.
Okay. Can I know what they are?
Large
Don't put the
reduce.
secret.
No, I actually did not take that today.
Oh,
rope trick
good boy.
being one of them. So I'm just making a thing that does the rope trick thing and snare. Oh,
Rope
we're
trick
not
and
hunting
snare.
today, are we? I don't
Maybe.
need either of those then.
Well,
I'm
depends
taking
on how
the
things go.
reduced.
Well,
Yeah,
he only
we're-
gets one attempt per day, so.
Yeah.
As you
So
awaken,
what we're trying to do is this terrible murder. Thing.
as you awaken pretty early, especially with Triumph's request in mind. I'm going to go ahead and push the map back to Malachor. Concha isn't here. You're all awake. It's pretty early. It's like 5 in the morning when you all get up. Some of you probably are maybe a little bit hungover. But you have things you have to do. How do you handle it?
We go to the Temple of Nyx.
Do you remember where that is?
Ori does. She's the one who succeeded to identify it.
That's true. It is in the Achitari's compound, which, when you arrive, the gates are open. As the suns are just barely starting to come up, you enter the palace grounds of the compound of the Achitari. To the far right side of your entrance, you see the Temple of Nyx. It looks, well, austere is the wrong word. Minimalistic in its design. No, it's not Spartan. Because as you get closer, you find that there are windows with bright red curtains that are clearly open, and there is glowing golden light coming from inside. The doors are closed, but you kind of get the sense you are pretty sure they're awake just from the lighting. Do you knock? Do you go in? What do you all do?
Didn't Triumph say to meet him outside the temple? It's like 10 minutes ago. Tell me somebody was paying attention.
Yeah, he said meet him outside.
I thought he said to meet him outside.
But before 10 a.m. But we might want to like knock and see if maybe someone can let them know that we're here. It's like 5 hours until the maximum meeting time.
Yeah, all right.
As you walk up towards the Temple of Nyx, I need everybody to roll me a perception check.
Bet it's a trap. We're all gonna die.
Good job, Artie.
Oh, I actually rolled good.
You sure did.
And I didn't.
The only one who rolled good, thank God.
I haven't rolled yet. Oh, sorry, I was grabbing
I'm
something.
on my A game today.
You didn't connect your thing, Simic.
I just was away. I had to grab something. And
rolled
yeah,
a
I rolled
9.
like
Okay.
shit.
Artie, you're the only one who catches as the wine-colored tiefling steps up next to Tess. And Tess, you hear in your ear, I heard you were interested.
Tess nods.
Do you mind
Slightly.
if I secrete you away for a moment?
Yeah.
Artie, you see Tess, like, it's interesting. You see Reverie place a hand in the small of Tess's back. Her other hand takes Tess's shoulder, and then Reverie moves at almost superhuman speed, and Tess is gone.
Guys, Reverie just stole Tess. It's kind of weird, though.
Roll me an insight check, Artie.
Yeah.
Please be a nat one.
A 5.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Okay.
Already starts burning down the Atari place.
Yeah, I mean, Tess didn't look like she was panicking, but it was very weird and sudden.
Guys, did we piss off Reverie and them? Because I think they just stole Tess, and that's not good.
While that is happening, while Artie is beginning to be concerned, you are behind the next building, Tess. It is a beautiful, small garden that you've been pulled into, and it feels as though you just were dancing as you ran, like your weight was not on the ground.
She's kind of dazzled by that a little bit, I think.
As Reverie sets you down, Reverie sets you down and she says, Katja told me you were curious and that you needed a distraction, and I'm happy to provide.
I so desperately did.
Well,
you're really hot, and have been this whole time.
You're flattering. I am...
No, I'm not. I'm just speaking what is true.
I feel I must clarify. Katja mentioned you were interested in a bite.
Yes.
Okay. Were it something else, I'd have to mention I was taken.
No, I'm aware.
She reaches towards you, holding out her hand for yours.
Yep, she'll give it over.
Do you have a preference?
No.
Simple enough. You watch as she reaches with her other hand. She pulls out her fingernail, which she gently runs across your wrist. It hurts a little, but then she kisses it. I need to know, what is Tess feeling right now?
What she's actually feeling...
You can't hide it. Or you can try to hide it, but it's hard. If you want to hide it, it's a save.
I think it's there.
Okay.
It's despair.
Despair.
Like some curiosity, some anxiety. It would be very clear that, like, this is a thing she's doing to numb herself.
Okay. One moment.
Does not sound very appetizing.
Yeah,
Maybe
sorry.
some vamps are into it.
As
Maybe.
Reverie drinks from your wrist, it seems very controlled. And while it feels like it only lasts a few seconds, in your perceptions it feels like it lasts hours. Waves of tingling, warm sensation passes from your wrist up through your arm, through your chest, down to your toes. It feels as though you've just cracked every bone in your body, and the relief that passes through you is profound. It feels as though for a moment you're as relaxed as you've ever been in your life. It feels as though anything that you were worried about, anything that you were anxious about, is something that is handled tomorrow. And you're not scared for a moment. As Reverie pulls away, you watch as her tongue lashes over the cut, and it immediately heals. And then she looks up at you and she says, "You poor thing."
That was great. What do you mean, poor thing? What are you talking? What?
I hope that was everything you hoped it was. It was enjoyable for me. I'm quite satisfied.
Me too.
Let us
Thank
bring you back to your friends.
for
yes?
that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All you hear in the far distance is
Green, if you're kidnapped.
She basically does the same thing again, where she picks you up and darts back to your friends.
Tess!
I'm here. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine, Artie. I'm good. Yep. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna roll insight.
Go ahead.
I'm not, because I wouldn't even be thinking of it.
Yeah, I think. Where is my button? There it is.
Rubbery, did we like piss you off? Did you try to kidnap her?
No, I wasn't kidnapped. It was consensual. Everything's fine, Artie.
Sure.
If you angered me, I would be speaking to you about it.
Okay.
I am an official of the city. You understand?
Mm-hmm. That's my friend. My best friend.
I love you too, Artie. I'm okay.
Okay. I like you, Rubbery. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think that was what happened, but I don't know.
Are
what else
you
it would
okay?
be.
Artie, that's exactly what you thought happened. It's what you said happened.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't want to think
Velen.
it, but that's just the logical conclusion.
I wasn't kidnapped.
As you ask Tess if she's okay, behind her, Reverie looks at you and she just shakes her head. And then Reverie, like, it looks like she, like, holds her hands up, and then anybody with a high passive perception can spot a small copper wire between her fingertips. She doesn't say anything, but then Triumph opens the door. Ah, you're early. Well, earlier than I thought.
I have to wait around under these circumstances.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Shall we, kill a man?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
Well, wait. Are we actually killing him, or are we just putting him in the vial?
We're
Right,
destroying.
well, our actions lead to his death.
We're destroying his soul, Artie.
Yeah,
We're doing more than
it's kind of
killing
worse,
him.
but let's just.
If you need the morally gray part of this, Artie, I won't doubt you for it.
No. I'm actually just thinking about the logistics. Do we physically have to kill him first, and then his soul
No.
goes in, or do we
No.
just?
No,
He'll die when
No.
the soul goes in, just like Claudia did.
it's the same
Okay.
thing.
Cool.
Oh,
Hey, well, hold on a minute. Let me go ahead
Echo,
and
I'm
set
doing
up the
one
map
thing.
properly. What is that?
No.
What are you doing?
For my all-purpose tool, I usually take Eldritch Blast every day. Today I'm going to take Mind Sliver.
Okay. Hold on a minute. As Katja, who's like yawning and rubbing her eyes, steps out as well, she says, "Oh, am I getting the guy?" And Triumph says, "Let's do this inside." And he gestures for all of you to follow him.
yeah, we do that. I mean, Velen does that. I'm not speaking for
Yeah,
you guys.
test it.
Is there anybody not coming? Is there anybody not wanting to see this?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, hell no, I'm there. Baby, let's go.
Whose token have I lost?
I noticed you fixed Triumph's token, Echo.
I did. It was not easy, but thank you for noticing.
What was wrong with it?
I like
don't-
it better when
I
he
still
glowed.
don't
Kept
know.
Glowing. He kept
It had
glowing.
like the spirit shrouds after a combat. It just
Spirit
stayed.
guardian.
Like he tried to remake the token, he deleted it, he re-imported it. Like it just had spirit guardians around it. It was very
He's
funny.
a magical girl, and I respect that about him.
Yeah.
You see, first, inside the Temple of Nyx, it looks like somebody's house. The main foyer opens up to an enormous great room where you see there is a huge fireplace that's currently lit. Across from it is a number of overstuffed sofas. And then behind those are just shelves upon shelves of books, where to your immediate right you see there is a huge great desk. Massive. On it is a huge book that is open. You see there's an enormous long coat hanging over the back of the chair there. This place looks very lived in. On the far side you see there is another set of great doors that looks like it's open and leads to probably a chapel, based just on the pillars and architecture you can see from here in there. The next thing you see is on the couch is a man. It looks as though he's in adventuring clothes, probably traveling leathers, and he is completely bound up. He's in manacles. His legs and hands are chained together. He has a metal grate over his mouth, keeping his jaw shut, and it's completely chained around the back of his head. He looks at you all angrily. He's unable to move of his own accord. He does not look pleased.
What's his name?
Tychus Main.
Well, that kind of sounds like the other guy's name. That works.
If I'm gonna do this to someone, I want to
You
remember.
want to talk to him?
No.
No, I just think that I owe the soul that much respect. That's all.
That's what he looks like.
Be cute. What the fuck?
He's a cute murderer who
He's a
killed his
baby
child and
murderer.
wife.
He needs to live.
All right, well, we'll trade him for you then. All right.
That should
No.
be fair.
Go make your new character.
Is a child murder. Shit.
Ori
Never
looks at
mind.
Velen and says, "Can you hit him with the bane first? I have
Yeah.
All right, let's be ready.
Can I do Mind Sliver without like doing damage? Or not?
Not
Let me do
really.
Bane.
It deals
Let me do-
damage.
Let me do Bane first because it doesn't.
What's the save for Bane?
Charisma 16.
So, is there a mechanic for like torturing somebody to give disadvantage or anything like that?
Oh God, we've got
I don't
bestow
know.
curse. We've got
There-
bestow. We've got bestow curse for that.
Bestow
Yeah.
Curse does that.
That's what
there
I
are
have.
ways to do it physically. There are ways to torture someone to make them do what you want, but it's a fortification of will issue. Also, you might hear some complaints if you draw blood in their living room.
Among other things.
Will
I was just
silvery
a
barbs
question.
Before you begin, Triumph kneels down in front of Tychus Main. He says, "Do you know why you're here?" And Tychus, shakes his head. "You've been found guilty of murder of your wife Lily and daughter Grace."
Oh God, really? Seriously?
Look at that sly shit-eating grin.
Damn it!
Frog's gonna come
Sometimes
for you
it's
later.
too easy.
Gideon's not even here.
My girl.
That's true.
Yeah, but Tess is, and she doesn't like it.
That's okay. Triumph continues. "For this, you've been sentenced to death. I have been appointed to be the one who doles it out. I would say have mercy on your soul, but I don't think there will be any." And then he looks over at you. All of you. Ready? As he says that, the man begins to roil and just pull at his chains, almost falling off of the couch. What is everybody doing?
I go hold him in place.
Roll me an athletics contest. You have advantage because he is restrained.
Did he make his bane saving
I
throw?
haven't done anything.
27.
Nice.
He rolled a 9 on the Bane saving throw.
Okay.
For athletics. Hold on.
On the Bane saving throw, if he rolled a 9, that means he has to, anytime he's making an attack or save, he has to roll a d4 and subtract from the die roll.
Correct. On his strength saving throw, he rolled a natural 20
Whoa.
for a 22. You are stronger than him,
Minus?
Seeker.
4, though.
This is happening at the same time.
Ah.
So Seeker still, you restrain him, even though he's giving it everything he's got.
fighting for his fucking life.
Can I, as this whole thing's gonna go down, can I cast silvery barbs at the same time and just kind of because you're supposed to distract him with something? Can I do that? I'm gonna say something in the moment when we go to it, but
Silvery
it
barbs
just-
gives you disadvantage on an attack roll. Does it also specify
It
saving throw?
says, when the bow turns into triggering must re-roll the d20 and use it.
Before
attack
that,
roll,
it should-
ability check, or a saving throw.
Then yes, you can use it to give him disadvantage on his saving throw.
Okay, I'll say it in the moment.
All right. Well, the moment's coming. I'm gonna go cast it on him.
Do your thing.
Are you going to cast Bestow Curse on him first, or are you going to cast this thing?
I'm gonna cast Bestow Curse. I can't cast
Okay.
the thing. I'm not a
Okay,
fucking
okay.
vampire.
No, I also have Bestow Curse today, so I was just saying, like, that's what I was going to do, but you go
Two
ahead.
curses.
Go ahead if you want to.
No. I thought that I wasn't sure if you had to cast something from the Bloodwell
Triumph
vial.
looks between the two of you and he says, "Please choose."
No, like
That's
this is
above
over the-
table. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that
this
in
is above
character.
table. This is
In
above
character-
table.
Saying that above table.
She's
Please
just
choose.
reaching for him. So
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Do it. Sorry, I wasn't. Sorry.
I'm just gonna I reach out and grab a fistful of his shirt or whatever and cast Bestow Curse, and that is a Wisdom saving throw. That is at 18 right now because Claudia's in this thing. Thank
Hey,
you, Claudia.
welcome.
It's about
What's the
19,
bane?
dude.
Never
It's a
mind.
minus a d4.
He rolled a 1.
Yeah.
And I will say to Micah's Tallow, I'll say, here's your chance.
Excellent. Okay. It's a strange feeling, Ori. You are the one attuned to the Dreadthirst Vial when you feel energy suddenly surge forward from your chest. It feels as though your soul is being used to push his forward and out. You feel interlaced and intertwined with this evil entity surging forward towards this man that you've cursed. You almost feel like you can see it happening, as if shadows are crawling up and around this man. And he needs to make a charisma saving throw.
I think this is Wisdom.
It
Wisdom
is not.
18. Bestow Curse? Oh,
Ah.
no, this...
No, this is for
We already
the
did that.
Bloodthirst
Ignore me.
He's making a charisma saving throw at disadvantage. Please roll me a
Minus
d4
4.
that you are... Okay.
I'm gonna
Roll me a
s-
d4 for the Bane.
I'm gonna say to him, your wife and child send their regards, and that's my silver barbs to distract him.
Shit.
Okay.
It's brutal.
I mean, he already has disadvantage, but okay.
Well, it's a
Oh,
third.
is that what it was?
It makes
Sorry.
him roll again. Silvery Barbs makes you roll again. Well, his save before the Bane and the Silvery Barbs was 11. With the Silvery Barbs and the Bane, it became a 9. Which
that low
is
enough?
a failure by more than 5.
Yeah.
Get
The
fucked,
man,
Tychus.
the man in chains slumps. Claudia, within the Dreadthirst Vial,
Claudia A.
That's me.
one moment. You are suddenly dropped onto the ground. I didn't update this.
Yeah,
One
he's
moment.
supposed to be hot now.
Not necessarily, but
It's
better.
hotter. Ow.
Clearly the only thing that matters.
Depends.
Yes, of course. As you drop to the ground, suddenly the doors on the far side of the Dreadthirst Vial that you weren't even aware were there, but you can turn around and look now as you hear as these enormous iron doors squeak open and a man flies through, screaming in fear. Just and then above you is suspended the soul of a man held in the same position you were. And Tychus looks around as best as he can before he is locked into place. And Micus, I didn't mean to do that.
I thought you did. I even made a comment.
Micus Tallow looks up.
Mike and Tyke.
Okay.
Well, not for long. Micus looks up and he says, "You will do perfectly well, and you, well, It looks as though your friends have upheld their half of the bargain, so off you go.
He like looks for the exit.
You see the doors are still open. These
She-
enormous iron doors where outside is gray mist.
She looks back at Mike as like almost like, is this a trick? But before she can even consider like asking, she just books it.
On her one
You still
foot.
have 1 foot.
You are limping terribly. It is agony to move, but as you move away from it, you feel yourself changing. You feel your foot suddenly grow steadier, and you look down, and it is replaced, as if it grew back. But it looks a little different. The nails, you're not wearing clothes on it, as the clothing is torn away from where he bit it off. The clothes that recede away, you see your flesh is there, but a little paler. Your nails are there, but a little longer, as if they were sharpened. And you're not in lycanthrope form, so it strikes you as a little odd. It's almost as if they're a little bit narrower, and your feet don't quite match, but for the moment, as you walk and you look at them, you're certain that they do. Your hand, where your pinky finger was bitten off, you look at it. The pinky has returned. All of your nails are sharper and black. You see your hair flowing past your face. Well, it was dyed black before. Now it is perfectly straight. Much longer and black as night. As you run forward and cast yourself out through the doors, suddenly, you're not where you were a moment ago. Suddenly, you are out in the void. Cast out into the astral sea. You turn behind and you do not see the Dreadthirst Vial or the doors that you left or anything. You see swirling nebulae. You see beautiful, empty blackness.
All right. Are you going to let her go?
She's already gone. She is free. Out of my grasp. And reachable by you, should you be fast enough.
Oh, he said she's free.
All right, we've got to get to.
Yeah.
We've got to
We've
get
got
to
to
the
the
other
temple.
cleric. Let's go.
Did we
Thank
like, set
you.
up an appointment with them? Or are we just
Thank
gonna walk
you.
in? Okay.
This early in the morning, you'll probably have to wake them up. But you can consider it an emergency. I'm sure they'll be there.
Okay.
All right. Or he's just kind of staring at the slumped over body for a minute.
Go!
And we go.
You see Katja has begun to pull the body to the side as if to deal with it as you all are leaving.
Sometimes, in order to achieve your goals, I can't even finish it. Let's just go.
You...
Gotcha, we have some business to discuss later, and I like stern look.
Fuck did I do?
Don't worry, you'll find out. And a wink.
She looks confused.
Yep.
He's so bad at this.
About how I expected it to go.
You can roll a persuasion, see if it goes
Yes,
better.
do it. Do
Yes,
it. You're proficient.
I am proficient.
We don't.
11, baby.
Hold on.
You don't want the reroll you got for the liquor joke?
Nope, I'm Flash of Genius in, and
Oh
I
my
do
God.
finger guns. So 16.
Flash of genius with
16.
finger gun.
I love that.
For
I
a
love
moment,
that.
Katja looks confused, and then she just... Okay. All right.
Oh, you made her snort.
Be yourself.
Shit.
You're in. Like halfway in, anyways.
I'm trying, guys.
Feel
Whoa! We're halfway in.
In the tense moment
great. Oh
after
my God.
giving a soul to Micus Tallow, and you are running. Which temple you going to?
Marcella, I think we
Okay.
decided that.
Yeah, I think that's what we said we were gonna do.
That was the one.
That was the one that Triumph recommended. That was the one that he said that there would be a powerful cleric.
Sure. As you
Yeah,
run
the
out
best
into the
Yelp
streets, you
reviews.
make your way out towards those temples. If you recall, they're near the Noon Gate, just by the Ridwalk. You make haste. Claudia's body's still in your bag of holding. It doesn't take long to cover the distance. As you approach the Temple of Marcella, Seeker. Roll me a
Yes.
wisdom save.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
14.
With a 14, you hear in your head a familiar voice say, "You know if they can't help you, I always can. You just have to ask."
He just kind of shakes his head and like pushes his fingers into his eyes, trying to ignore it.
I want
Everyone
to go
thinks
away
they
like a
know
headache,
best.
Seeker. All I ask is a couple favors.
We'll
Penance.
talk later.
We'll see. Okay. Seeker. You do not take any damage from that.
Odd.
Yep.
Motherfucker giving me a headache.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with Mike Costello, you guys. Don't.
No, he
Here's-
was dealing with this before.
Yes, this is before that. You arrive outside the Temple of Marcella, which, as before, it looks almost like a wine house. With the
Yeah,
simple...
we got a little drunk here.
Cal says, "Hey, it wasn't that bad, actually."
No, it's good wine. Right, emergency.
The doors are shut.
Emergency.
It is 5:30 in the morning when you arrive.
Well, first let's try knocking and see if it does anything.
You knock, and immediately the door opens. A dark elf, a full-on dark elf, looks pretty old. There's actually a hint of wrinkle at his eyes. Looks at you and he says, "Oh, hello there. You all look in a bit of a hurry. How can we help you tonight?"
We are in a bit of an emergency. We can supply the diamond, but we have someone
You're
in our
not here
bag.
for tithings. You're here for actual...
Aid.
One moment. He closes the
Thank
door.
you.
As he's gone, I think Seeker is gonna step away for a sec, like not like away, but like a few feet back,
Mhm.
and he's gonna be like, in his head, he's gonna be, "What kind of favor do you want?"
I want you back.
I thought you said a little favor.
In the grand scheme of things, that is little. Or you could continue to waste my time with your insolence.
Right? Insolence. It's all it's ever been, hasn't it?
Recently. Once you were a very respectable follower. Even made the proper offerings when it was demanded of you. But that's been a while, hasn't it?
Alright, well, when you tried to have me killed, what about that then, huh?
And you showed strong enough to best them, didn't you?
Alright, well, if this doesn't work, I'll keep your offer in mind.
See that you do.
And, I'll make his way back over to the door to wait.
It is as you return to the door that the doors both open. And it looks different. It does not look like the interior of the winehouse that you expected to see before. It is suddenly opened up, and tall ceilings reveal themselves in a open dark but not uncomfortable looking sanctuary. There are chains that hang from the walls that seem to glint the reflecting sunlight that's just coming in. You see there is a gray dwarf that is looking at you. The Duragar looks at your party and he says, "All right, I heard you all needed some aid. Proper clericing. What's the trouble?" You're muted.
And
No, you just didn't come through. Try again.
sorry, words are hard. Apparently, our friend is dead. It's been longer than a minute. We have the diamond.
All right, bring him in.
I guess we need to
You're
get her
not
out of the
carrying
bag.
a body. Okay.
So weird.
So you-
Yeah. So we are gonna get Claudia's body out of the bag.
Okay. Claudia's body looks almost unrecognizably different. Her lips are fuller. Her eyes, they're stuck open. They look sharper. Her hair is straight black and shines in the sunlight. It is weird to say she looks a little bit more gaunt, but undeniably more attractive.
But are the features still the same?
It's still Claudia.
Recognizably, just surface changes, basically.
Claudia.
She looks like she's matured.
And I think finally reality hits Seeker that she's dead. And he's just
Is that-
kind of...
Are the forget-me-nots and the braided feather still there?
They're still there.
Okay.
The braided feather, it's no longer braided. It's as though it's just sitting in the hair. You get the impression somehow magically all of her old hair fell away for new. As you pull the body of Claudia out of the bag, the Grey Dwarf is leading you in and he says, I'm Head Cleric Marcella Dursel. I'm sorry to see that this is truly a corpse. How long has she been dead? Is it less than a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You have diamonds. I will need a little bit of gold just to cover the expenditure of effort.
How much do you need?
You see, he thinks about it for a minute. He pulls open a alms box as he sifts through it, and he says, 200 gold.
Hey, we have that.
Yeah,
I have that.
Okay. And as he begins the ritual, the first thing he does is he takes the first of the 200 gold you give him, he pours himself a glass of wine, and he drops the gold into it. And you watch as it dissolves. He sits there for maybe 30 seconds as he prays over it, and then he drops another gold coin into it. And it dissolves. Over the next hour, as he casts Raise Dead, all 200 gold pieces go into that glass of wine. He sets the diamonds out on Claudia's chest, and he tips the wine into Claudia's mouth. Claudia.
Yeah.
You were once floating in the astral sea. Suddenly, from where you are out in the void, where you had been drifting in a direction which didn't feel like it was entirely in your control, a red, sparkling highway suddenly illuminates itself to you. And a face you don't recognize, a brilliant, beautiful woman's face suddenly appears to you. Long, almost crimson hair. She looks to you and she says, "Come along, my dear. You're not finished on the prime material. Unless you are."
No, I'm not.
She holds out a hand to you, which at first seems enormous. But as it gets closer to you, it appears just like any average person's hand, except it is slender and beautiful and manicured, and as she holds her hand out to you, she waits for you to take it.
She does.
She pulls you forward so you step onto the crimson glittering highway. And as you do, it feels as though your feet step into the softest carpet you've ever felt, and you are moving incredibly fast. Back in the temple, all of you suddenly see as Claudia's eyes suddenly fill with light and color, and she takes a breath.
Is it for real?
The next thing you see happens is a thing that happens outside of Claudia's control. Ori, where are you?
I was standing there, probably a little bit back from the people who were talking. Just watching.
The Dreadthirst vial suddenly seems to lift itself over your head. Do you stop it?
No?
It lifts over you and flies as if tossed and lands on Claudia's chest. As it leaves, you hear, "No hard feelings. A contract is a contract." And you can't help but get the sensation when someone winks at you.
Psychic wink.
Finger guns.
Claudia, you awaken to see a kind of elderly grey dwarf you've never seen before, and all of your friends looking down at you, including Seeker.
Is this a dream or is this real?
Artie jumps on you and hugs you.
Oh, fuck.
It's real. It's so real. Oh,
Okay,
I didn't think this was gonna happen. Did you get a makeover? You look good.
I don't know.
I take out a shiny piece of metal and that like she can see her reflection in.
You hear the same voice in your head, Claudia. It's just a bit of my doing. You're welcome to thank me if you like.
Is this permanent?
She touches her hair.
Yes. Get used to it.
I think she slumps over, which is awkward because Artie is like in her arms. So I guess she rests her head on his shoulder and like she just weeps.
Artie will start crying.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Fucked up. I put you in the bag and they had some spell on you that was gonna keep you, and I fucked up and we had to spend a lot of gold, but you're back.
Tess?
Yep.
Cal shoves you over to them.
Tess resists.
Athletics contest!
You will be supportive with your friends.
When you resist too much, he rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
He puts his hand on your back, and when he feels you hold back, he's like, what the and he just shoves you forward.
Tess stumbles forward.
When
Oh.
I think Claudia notices Tess kind of stumble into her periphery, she'll look at Tess with like just the messiest face, just tears streaming down her cheeks. She just kind of reaches out with like a clutching hand, like a wordless beckon for her to come closer.
Yeah, Tess will come over and hug. Like, if I imagine she's kind of hugging
There's like
Artie.
a ear.
Yeah, Tess will kind of like put her arm.
Tess.
Yeah.
You suddenly feel, as the body of Claudia is back to life and her soul is back where it belongs, the death ward slams back into place like a hammer striking an anvil. It's still in effect.
He still hasn't lost it. Points down to.
A lot of good that day.
Oh, God.
Okay, Tess, that actually will make Tess start to cry because she was feeling some kind of way. She'll cry a little bit and say, "Hey, You're an amberhead, no matter what color your hair is.
I saw everything that you guys went through. Thank you. All of you.
And she looks at Ori meaningfully.
Ori smiles a little at Claudia.
And you, she looks at Seeker. I didn't think I'd see you again.
Right, well, I didn't really do much, so...
You're here, though.
He was ready to just snap up a random person off the street for you.
I did hear that. Please don't do that. It's the thought that counts.
Well, if it makes you feel better, it's not the worst thing I've ever done.
We'll unpack that later, I'm sure.
That was it that... Never mind. Cal, like, steps away.
I get the feeling that this was a hard thing that all of you did. Getting that person in exchange for me. I think it's not the last hard thing we're ever going to have to do because of this.
Not over yet.
No.
We understand that.
Can you accept me? Like this?
Baby, we literally just turned, like...
I'm not the same person that I was.
Nobody's the same person they were.
I'm never the same person ever.
I'm a different villain than I was yesterday.
I'm technically a terrorist.
That's true. Look.
Right, I almost fucking forgot about that.
You're in public.
Yeah,
Artie,
that's true
we're in a
too.
temple. Don't...
Oh,
What the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. I said technically.
That doesn't...
Only by the state of Texas.
This isn't over yet. We made choices. We'll make more choices. That's how it do.
Tess and Ori, you both notice the bow slung across Claudia's back, which typically glows a faint blue, is deadened and mute. It almost looks as though it's trying to slip off of her shoulders.
Says you, bitch. Don't touch me.
Claudia,
What?
is it okay if I carry Gideon's bow back?
I think at that kind of reminder, she would look over her back and unsling it and hold it in her hands. And she's felt it before when she's used it. Like, she knows what connecting to it feels like.
There's nothing there.
And I think the tears come again, and she kind of hunches over it. And, like, through kind of, like, heaving sobs, she says, he ate the parts of me that Gideon taught me.
Doesn't mean Gideon can't teach you again. Here. Look, here. I'll trade you. She's gonna give Claudia her crossbow with Artie's pocket. You can learn new things.
Okay. But no one ever uses the stuff Artie makes.
I do, all the time.
You know,
That was
noticed
above, that's above table. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Artie still being on your lap is gonna kind of bring you into a hug to where like his chest is up against yours and your head is on kind of his shoulder, and as like your chest is covered, he's gonna take his hand and do the little thing where he can make words appear. And he's gonna say in the words, "We will find a way to get rid of them, I promise." So that
you
like
can
the
see
vial
that.
can't see it.
Smooshed.
So like her head's right here, and he's just gonna like right in front of her face. We'll find a way to get rid of him.
Hopefully he doesn't see that, but Claudia will nod and just bury her face in his shoulder.
And it disappears, and he just embraces the hug.
Cat butt.
Yeah, Selkie wants to help.
I know this is quite a joyous affair, I got some fucking plans later. I'm gonna need some help.
What?
Right? Did you figure out what to say to her?
I got
What?
it.
What?
I'm gonna
Right?
try to
He's
bone-
gonna get. His
gonna get
pelvis is
boned.
gonna get crushed.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
get crushed.
He still has
Oh,
a crush. Is what
Gods. Enough, please.
I thought I'd
Happy
fill her in on what's
birthday.
going on in my- I
Let's
thought
not-
I'd fill you in what's going on in my life.
I appreciate
Claudia.
that.
Velen is finally going to step forward, and she had been kind of hanging back this whole time and not participating in the group hug.
Claudia noticed.
She kind of sidles up, like, you can't really sidle forward, but if you could, that's what she's doing. And she kind of leans in and she plucks the feather from where it is not braided in Claudia's hair, and she kind of reaches and she gives it to her, and she says, "I had no idea what to do, but your family." Yeah, kiddo?
Yeah.
So, you're still family, even if you look a little different, even if there's darkness in you. And let me tell you, you can do some really fucked up things to your family and still be family. Speaking of which,
Other.
we're gonna need to start building a fund to pay my brother back.
Yeah, we're gonna need some gold real fast.
So, that's the thing, but still family.
But getting
Oh, yeah.
his book back will help, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
We took all your gold too.
I thought something felt different.
There's like 5 silver in her coin purse that used to have 800 gold in it.
We're gonna get lots of. We're
We're gonna get lots of work. Lots of
Yeah,
work.
lots
I
of work.
I may as well have contributed to my own resurrection. It's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Okay.
Hey, I talked to Tysus. He's the one that handles many souls. And you know what he told me? He told me that your soul is wounded, but it can heal. It just takes time. And now you have that.
I don't know if I have as much time as it's going to take.
I think you will.
We'll
We worked
make
this
more.
hard to get. We worked this hard to get you back one time. What do you think we're gonna do the second time? There's not gonna be a second time, but like,
But if there was,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you
Random man.
to the priest. Because he's still here, one assumes.
He's been giving you
Okay.
space.
Okay.
He's seen this before. He's like,
Yeah.
he's talking with the dark elf that you first saw.
Okay.
So when you turn to address him, he says, "I'm sorry, what? Did you need
I
something
just
else?"
wanted to thank you. for
Oh,
your help.
you provided the resources. It's no problem. I'm
We
glad that it
appreciate
worked
it
out. It
nonetheless.
doesn't always. You are welcome to take all the time you need. This corner is yours for now.
Thank you for the two.
Ori, you were really brave, and I don't think we've given you enough credit for that. Thank you.
If you're speaking.
She just kind of nods.
I don't think she believes you, Tess.
I don't think she does either. But she should, because it's true.
I just realized that I am now holding the thing that Ori was supposed to give to the Scrollkeepers Guild. Which is based in the city that we're currently in.
Oh yes, I'm proper fucked. I need to get out of here.
What?
But, lovely to have you back, Claudia.
What are we gonna do?
What
We're
are they gonna
go
do with that
first.
thing?
Well, I think we got a little bit of protection at the moment, as long as we're still on the mission for old Achatari. I think
Well-
he has a little more stain than the Scroll Keepers. I mean, this is his town, isn't it? Didn't he like build this town with his hands?
We built this city.
We should maybe go back to the whiskey dip first to talk about this, yes?
We could use a nap.
Claudia, you have 1 hit point.
Ow.
I'm gonna healing word right now.
Cal will also cure wounds you.
And I will give her 35 points of lay on
Wow.
hands.
Jeez.
Well,
As
it
you
was-
do that, Cal says, well, all right, fine. I won't burn the spell. Just do it
Well,
all.
I mean, at 30, Emily's still at half, so, you know.
Right,
Okay.
so like...
Yeah,
I
I'm not.
figured you
I
were
was gonna
bringing
do
her to
something
full,
too,
so-
but you know,
All right.
Everybody puts their hands on her.
I heal you
Yeah, he
for
just-
12.
Thank you.
So Seeker's just gonna come up and, like, a gruffled, like, half smile on his face as he pats you on the head and, like, it'll be alright.
Are you staying this time? Or are you leaving
Alright.
again?
Well, considering I left before and you died, I should probably stick around.
Maybe you should.
So I guess yes is the answer.
She'll,
well,
she's pretty strong, so she'll actually grab you by the wrist where you like pat at her head and just yank you down, so that you're also part of the group hug.
We need
Unless
to,
you fight her.
Fighter.
He's gonna fight her. He's like, I don't know how I feel about this.
He's gonna resist?
He's gonna resist a bit.
Athletics
Okay, well,
contest.
If anything, he's gonna pull you up. Cause...
Villain is gonna start tickling Seeker.
Roll
Disadvantage.
athletics with disadvantage, Seeker.
Son of a bitch, it was so good!
Yeah, it is.
And then you were tickled. Which I think
Alright,
could
well,
be
that's
considered a mundane...
You feel like the strain of her pulling on you, and you just yank her up, and Artie goes
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah, but just pull them up for the hug.
We need to figure out. I mean, we did this, so we need to help Ori deal with the Squirrel Keepers Guild.
We'll
Yeah.
get back to the whiskey dip, align our priorities, adjust to new things.
She's like looking at her hands as she says that.
So,
And go from there.
Change isn't bad. Remember? Change is just change.
Some change is not bad.
Change
And
is
we
just
can
change.
we can probably get Claudia some breakfast while we're at it.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh my
idea.
God,
He must
please.
be starving. He must be starving.
She hasn't eaten in days. Ha ha ha.
Claudia.
Alright, I thought she was only
Lifetime.
gone for a couple hours.
It was a. Never mind.
Claudia, as you begin to follow your friends as they plan to leave the temple, and you're still looking at your hands, you have that golden feather underneath your thumb that Valen handed you. Do you put it in your hair? Do you put it away? What do you do with it?
She would definitely incorporate it kind of back into her hair the way Velen had when she was deceased. And she has that ribbon that Ori put in her hair too, and she's gonna use that to
Aw.
secure it.
Okay.
That's adorable.
Let me know if you ever invoke it.
Invoke it. Do I have to be like, I invoke thee?
No, you just have to concentrate on it. You just have to say you focus on
Can I
it.
do that as I walk?
Yes,
Yes.
you do that. As you're
curiosity
walking...
killed the dog.
As you're walking...
Not immediately.
No, it's a boon. The golden feather, you've gotten one once before, and it was another random boon. Velen rolled it when she got it. I've known what it was this whole time. As you're walking, suddenly it's as though golden glitter and sparks just fall out of your hair as you've concentrated on the feather. As it vanishes, the ribbon is still colored with the gold sparkles of what the feather once was. And you feel reinforced, fortified. You feel timeless. That feather granted you the boon of immortality.
What?
Fuck.
You
Could have used it a
stop,
little bit ago.
you stop aging. You are immune to any effect that would age you, and you cannot die from old age.
I am hot, Claudia.
That's so
Forever.
funny. That's so ironic. I love
Holy
that so much.
That's
Shit.
hilariously ironic.
I'm
That is
died.
hilarious.
And
All I
then
did, Velen couldn't take the boon because she's got one from Dawes.
Mhm.
So, and you can't have multiple god boons riding on you. So she
Yeah,
just
I got
had
a
this
boon.
feather.
Tess has a boon.
You can have a boon if a god bestows it upon you.
Like
but-
on purpose.
Like directly.
Yeah. Taking a boon from a blessing like this feather is something else. You also now have, because you've consumed that boon, you have developed a connection to another god. You don't know
Present?
which one,
Oh.
but you'll have to explore that. You'll have to think
Okay.
about it.
I wonder how that
You
would feel
would
about a
already whoring
werewolf.
yourselves out to gods.
Yeah. A
Look,
werewolf
Brittany,
that's
under
so
the
funny.
thumb of a vampire.
We're in a Amaranth game. There's gods everywhere.
Yeah, they're trying.
Trip it over gods.
And
I'm immortal now.
As you,
Ah.
well, you can still die to mundane
Yes,
means.
but
You just
I'm-
can't age.
Oh, she's gonna be like 19 forever.
You'll get to watch everyone you love die.
You look.
Stop it.
You're more. The aging from Micus means you're
Yeah,
more like 25.
like the trauma aged me.
Yeah, you gained 6 years in that day.
25 is a good age to be forever. My knees
Honestly,
still work.
it's a pretty good age
Perfect
to be
age.
forever.
Okay.
Like
It's
if you have to
getting
pick
weird.
one. Yeah, just kidding.
That's when you stop growing.
But it is really funny
So
that
funny.
I gave her the boon of immortality while she was dead.
While I was
What
dead.
the fuck?
Also deeply funny.
Love it.
I really wanted to say it.
Oh. Okay.
So, as you head back to
Man,
the
poor
whiskey dip to
Ori.
discuss and maybe sleep, and figure out a plan to save Ori from this situation, that is where we're going to stop tonight's session.
Holy God.
Let me tell you, for a minute there, I wasn't sure we'd make it to the resurrection of Claudia. Good
There was
Lord.
a lot of shenanigans.
Your friend's dead and already sitting here focused on making a liquor gun for.
He disassociates. Let him live.
Everyone processes grief in different ways.
How he copes.
I mean, I guess that's
Artie's
fair.
is a liquor gun.
Oh man.
The last thing I will say that happens is as you're walking back, Ori, Cal steps up next to you. And he says, "Hey, I know this might not be the best time, but if I can't get anything out of the Ashitaris for this, maybe you can get the Scroll Creepers off your back with it." And he holds up the orb. The cue.
Cal, you are too kind for this world.
I've heard that before. Usually when people are trying to sell me something.
Well, I'll remember that for when I take up business. Thank you. It won't be necessary. I could just leave. I've done it before.
But we don't want you to. Or at least I don't want you to. I can't speak for everyone else.
Well, you're leaving soon anyway, aren't you?
Not until I have to. Not until I manage to escort these yokels and what I consider my niece back to Endsmeet.
Huh.
Or wherever it is they're going, I guess.
I appreciate it, but it won't come to that.
Do I have your word?
I want you. What?
Do I have your word? It won't come to that.
Of course.
Alright.
Oh, you meant me leaving.
Aye.
Oh. I meant I wouldn't take your artifact, but I guess
You
I've given my
fuck.
word now.
Yeah.
It's a misunderstanding.
Well, you've
I'll
given me your word, so you have to stay.
I will keep my word, Cal.
You better.
I'm not part of this conversation.
You're not.
Boo.
Cal seems appeased as you walk the rest of the way back to the whiskey dip. And now, as we get to the end of the session, with everyone alive, if the
Yay.
For
players
now.
are, let's go ahead and get the players' RP vote. And we're going to start at the bottom of the alphabetical order. Today, we're going to start with Seeker. Welcome back.
Hey, fuck me. I did not expect this.
Come on,
Back,
Simic, what do you got?
bitch. Make a vote.
Shit, there's.
I actually.
I'm going to give it to. I did not, but I'm going to give it to Tess for feeding the homeless children.
Aw.
Okay.
Who mugged her?
Tess was
Took
very
something
busy
very
this
personal.
episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
Okay. Sal.
Getting her heart broken left and right.
Mm.
I'm sorry, me?
Sal.
Sour.
I think I have to give it to Artie for that terrible conversation that we had when everyone was miserable and we were being dumbass.
Gremlins. Okay. Remembered Orison.
Gotta be Ori. Because she knew what she was getting into this whole time. And I think, like, the fact that she didn't really voice that she's proper fucked by this at the end is very classy and very Ori. And I like that she too was making a sacrifice that wasn't really acknowledged this session, but we could see it in the way that she was acting, and I was into that.
Thank you.
Pen.
I'm gonna give it to Tess, particularly for that scene with Tysus, because I could feel her desperation and like the bare minimum of, even if we can't bring Claudia back, we need to get her soul out of that guy's midst, because that's like the worst possible ending for this poor girl who has lost everything.
She has to be with her brother. If nothing else, she has
can't
to be
even
with her
be
brother.
with her brother after she dies. That would be so fucking tragic.
This was Tess's number one goal, was if we can't bring her back, we have to at least get her soul so she can be with her brother.
Okay. Hellfrog.
Even though I want to give it to Artie for sake, just eat my way to your heart. That was amazing. I am going to vote for Claudia because because she's cute and I don't know. I like her.
I like her.
Just doing our best.
That sounds like the reason you guys give Touchies RP votes.
But she deserves all of the RP votes.
I had reasons, but they have fled my mind. So
Okay.
I accept.
All right. Then, last but not least, Dooch.
I'm giving it to Frog because with saying very minimal things this session, the way she said the things, you could tell there was, like, over the table that there's so much distress in her, but she's trying to keep it away from people. Like, Artie doesn't notice, but like just the way she says things, the little minor details she's putting into it, to like show how her character's actually feeling, was
Super good.
top notch.
thank you.
Then, again, we have 2 votes to Tess and 2 votes to Ori. We have a tie, so the 2 of you both earn an inspiration point.
Woo!
Now we come to the end of the session of the Lodge at Endsmeet. To all of you who are watching at home or at work, hi Pen.
Yeah.
We love you,
Bye.
and I can't wait to see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.
See you next year!